got Spokes and McMahon.
Yeah.
It should be an absolute cracker. Finals are underway. First quarter for Harvey Norman. Here's Jace.
Walsh gets the first tap down as well. It goes straight to Brodie Marnie, who's ripped off the football without it. Sotheby gets a handball away. There's a free kick. Was that advantage? The umpire says no, coming back. And it might have been a push in the back after Sotheby got the ball forward. Henry Walsh gave away that free kick. And it's going to come back, gives Colac time to work their way back to defence, and Sotheby takes it from the middle of West Oval and goes wide, looking for Walsh's opposite number, Wilkinson. Got one high in the contest from Monaghan, and Wilkinson for Newtown will take the free kick at right half forward, kicking to the northern end in this first term.
He's a big unit, isn't he, Wilkinson?
Interesting that Wilkinson pushed forward and Walsh took the man of the mark.
Yeah. Kick inside, forward 50, looking for a marking option. Back of the pack, Bond couldn't take it. Diamond, quick step, round the body. What a finish. What a start for the Towners. Mitchy Diamond with an early Lammy's Tavern goal of the afternoon contender. Ball hit the deck, and in one foul movement, he's just gone snap over the left shoulder and put it through for a goal. Great start for the Towners. They're 1 straight 6. Colac yet to score. Opening quarter has gone less than 70 seconds, and we've got our first on the board, Matty Kershaw. Great finish from Mitchy Diamond.
Well, that's where you want your small half forwards getting around the packs at the front and just creating something. You had a bit of representation at the fall of the ball, and Jace mentioned Mitchy Diamond before the game that he can play anywhere, and that's how dangerous he can be up forward.
Yeah, Arthur Fat around the grounds for us as well. Drysdale not taking their opportunities in the preliminary final. Bowen heads 1-1, Drysdale 3 behind.
The Leopold Sporties.
So back to the middle here at West Oval. Umpire Chaston throws the ball in the air. Walsh goes up uncontested with Wilkinson. Sotheby again gets a push. Bow got the handball out, shuffled it. Back to Byrne on his non-preferred right foot. Goes wide. No mark taken over the back there by Lockie Simpkin. Close to the boundary line. Diamond across there as well. And he will see it over the line for a boundary throw-in on the outer side centre wing position.
Lockie Simpkin has the job on Mitch Diamond as well, so that'd be a good matchup for Wombagaley Plant Farms.
So Wilkinson, ruck contest this time over the back, taps it down. Panuccio gets it to Matt McMahon by hand for Newtown to go inside 50. Waddell gets back there, punched away though by Garner. Goes wide towards the boundary line. Colac, and they keep it in. They go towards O'Gorman. His handball on half-back centre wing. They go with a right foot kick now towards half-forward. McGuan comes out right in front of the best seats in the house thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. It's off a knee and out of bounce, and we will have a boundary throw-in. 1 straight 6. The Towners, Colac yet to score. We've played 3 minutes. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock first quarter of the qualifying final, live and exclusive on K-Rock Football.
Boundary umpire Lamal is back with us today. Tapped down by Wilkinson. Trying to go off the ground was Walter. Hands and knees O'Gorman. A handball that ricocheted back past him. Marnie. Handball off to Liam McCarthy, who ran out of room. Was dragged down by his Geelong VFL teammate Nettie Harris. And we'll get a boundary throw in a true centre wing.
He might have had a little bit of tip action in that during the week too, I think umpire Lamal.
A fresh finals tip, I reckon. A nice new rinse.
Very pretty.
Walsh and Wilkinson to go at it again. Walsh in the long sleeves for Colac. Boundary throw-in favours him, and he double palms it down back towards the boundary line. Length for Colac, reels it in, kicks on his right. Is that his preferred or non-preferred? Not sure. Kick towards half-forward. Ball bounces in front of Aaron Walters. Handball forward, Monaghan. Stolen by Kerman. Kerman gave by hand to Diamond. Diamond for Newtown. A handball off. They'll control it through Matty Lloyd, but he's kicked wide. He's turned over. Learson getting across in front of Panuccio. He's taken the mark, and he'll play on quickly from 49 metres. Sends it on its way. Won't have the carry, and it will roll over the pack and through for a minor score. So the first score of the afternoon for Colac are behind to the veteran Kane Learson. They're 1 behind Newtown and Chilwell. 1 straight 6, 4 minutes gone, first quarter. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. There's no better way to travel.
So Lloyd kicking in duties this afternoon for the Eagles. Plays on, goes to the outer side. Looks for Panuccio. Learson stands in front though, takes the mark for Colac and rolls and wheels and goes with the right foot back to Wenson. McGuan goes up, puts the hands in the back. The umpire said yes, he did. And Newtown will take the free kick. He was in the middle of the pack there, Jake McGuan. Tried to get a lift over the top. Couldn't do so successfully. And the free kick's going to come back.
Maybe forgot his size, Jace.
To Newtown for Braden Hocking.
Braden Hocking's got the job on Zybell today.
Wombat Kelly Plant Farm matchup. Wombat Kelly Plant Farm, 201 Townsend Road in Moolap. Really good time of the year to be thinking about getting back into the garden. Inside defensive, 50 Hocking sends it wide for Newtown. Looking out there for Waddell. In front was Garner. In front of the pack, Diamond. Diamond's been omnipresent early. Kick towards right half forward for Newtown. Rolling ball that Ben McCarthy will track. Just knocked it back nicely to the advantage of Lockie Simpkin. Colac can get out of trouble with a kick to half back, and he finds Garner, who marks in front of Sutterby.
He does. He comes lateral back to centre half back. Walters gets it further afield. They've got the switch going. Liam McCarthy wants to wheel back on his left for Colac. Comes back in, board. Dangerous kick, but was okay. And finds Bailey Scott just inside the centre square. On centre wing, drives it long. Inside 50 for the Tigers. Front and centre from Spokes was good. Left foot kick around the corner. Had some time, and he made them pay. And Cody Spokes kicks his first. And Colac's first this afternoon. And they take the lead, 1-1-7. They lead Newtown 1 straight goal. 6, Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard.
Well, we are seeing a good display of football, because when the ball goes inside forward 50 and if no one can take a mark, then that's exactly where players are meant to be. You're taught that at a young age. Fall of the ball, front and centre drills, all that sort of stuff. And we've seen it at both ends now with Spokes and Diamond kicking some really nice goals front and centre. So I think we're in for a bit of a treat today of some good football on top of the ground for once, instead of the rain and heavy grounds that we've been seeing.
One behind a piece, East Geelong and Inverleigh for Leopold Sporties in the GDFNL second semi-final. Back in the middle, and it's Harris for Newtown trying to get a kick away. Couldn't. Handball forward, found Bogue. Bogue on the bounce to Sheehan. Jams it on his left boot, but had his kick smothered. Soccer towards our broadcast wing. A rolling ball. Monahan is there trying to apply pressure. Oh, taken high. Surely a free kick there will be. It was a bit indiscriminate there from Learson. And the free kick will go to the Towners. We'll go to Charlie Byrne, who's had an outstanding season. Kicked 3 goals when these two teams met a couple of weeks ago. The left footer, just back of the wing. He sends it towards forward of the wing. Bogue, the marking target. He'll get a free kick, I reckon, for being taken high. And add another free kick there for our friends at Kerrs Higher on the stat sheet. Kirsch.
Yeah, 4-1 Newtown's way.
So in the hands of... And a 50-metre penalty now. Lockie Simpkin, the man on the mark, seems to be the... Or is there a bit gone on down the ground? It might be that it actually is going to come either to Bond. It's actually going to come to Lockie Bond. So Ben McCarthy, I think, might have found himself in a tangle with Lockie Bond potentially. He's the man standing the mark about 15 from goal.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Left of the corridor. And it'll be a shot at goal for Lockie Bond and a chance for the second for the Towners.
Technically, it's down the ground free kick, isn't it?
4 games, 6 goals this year in the VFL for the Cats. 32 goals for Newtown, looking to make it 33. Oh, he's pulled it hard, but he's just stuck it into the left-hand goal post. So second on the board for the Towners. They're 2 straight 12. Colac 1-1-7, opening quarter of K-Rock football. Thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. Cryo and Warn Ponds.
Unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of seeing what that was for. Did you see what it was for, Kingy? You called it a tangle? Was it a hold on the lead? Probably more than likely.
I'd say that's what it probably was. Yeah, just I was focused on the kick coming in, but that was never taken. And then next thing you know, you find yourself with the ball being marched down to Bond, and that'd be frustrating for Rowan McSparron and Darcy Lang.
It's one of those ones where you've got so much talent in the forward line that, defenders panic a little bit and their first reaction is to hold, and we only can presume that was what that was for.
So back to the middle for Walsh and Wilkinson, ruck contest. Walsh gets it down, rode by Diamond, gives it back to Wilkinson for Newtown to go forward, inside 50, punched away defensively by the Colac defenders. Garner gets across there first, over the top of it, Bond as well. Ball spills free, and Waddell over the top as well. The umpire will come in and ball it up about 40 metres out from the Newtown goal, northern end of the West Oval. Ruck contest, Waddell and Walsh. Waddell sort of gets it down really into the arms of Walsh. He can't take it away. Waddell pushes everybody away and goes with his left foot, kicks it around the corner, back towards goal, punched away and through defensively. And that punch came from Ben McCarthy, through from Newtown behind. They go to 2-1-13. They lead Colac 1-1-7. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard.
Lockie Simpkin to bring the ball back into play, runs into the right back pocket and drives it towards the Social Club wing and lands it on the chest of Williamson, who marks for Colac. Right half back. Front of it. Pretty good crowd here at West Oval to kick off the GFNL finals for 2022. A high kick to the wing. McGuan comes with a run. Spoil came from Maddock. Front of the pack, Gorwell. Quick kick forward for Colac. Into space, he puts it. Bouncing ball eludes Hillman, and then went to get his hands on it. He lost it. Picked up by Byrne for Newtown. Swings a left foot kick towards the boundary line, but good mark by Gorwell over the top. Takes it for the Tigers, and last year's best and fairest runner-up. As his kick smothered by Diamond, it'll ricochet for Charlie Harris, but Liam McCarthy did well to win the footy. Handball up, quick kick forward, might have been Ben McCarthy, and he lands it on the chest of Lang, who we haven't caught a lot of.
Wilson goes on the left, gets it inside for Colac. Zybell comes out, but behind on this occasion. And Hocking takes the mark for Newtown. Inside defensive 50. Chips it laterally in front of the scoreboard in the back pocket. Kapala takes the mark for the Eagles. He goes over the top. It's okay. And they just settle the play down through Jordan Walters, who takes the mark at defensive 50 and thinking about going laterally again. This time he spears it towards McMahon. He can't take the mark. Turnover. Simpkin Joffe dropped it. Umpire Richies was right there. And the free kick's going to come back to Matt McMahon. So just on defensive 50, a skipper for Newtown and 50. So Hillman, I think, ran into the area. And Matt McMahon's going to bring the ball right down to centre half forward for Newtown.
Game 237 for the veteran skipper. The footy, he'll drive a kick inside forward 50. What's he got presenting? Went through the hands of Bove. And at ground level, numbers including Marnie for Colac, brought down to ground though by Diamond in a good tackle in the left forward pocket. And we will get a ball up about 30 out from the Towners' goal. They attack the Northern or Melbourne end in this first quarter here at West Oval. It's gone 11 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Walsh doing the ruck work against Waddell, getting a tangle. Ball hits the ground. Ben McCarthy trying to tap it to his own advantage. Only knocked it to Diamond of Newtown, who he then tackles and takes out of bounds. Boundary throw. In fact, it was Dustin Walters doing the tackling. And left forward pocket, boundary throwing, Newtown in attack and probably having the better of the early exchanges.
So throw in for Walsh in front. Waddell from behind. Push Welch out of the ruck contest. Coming through though, Lang for Colac. Left foot clearing kick back towards centre wing. Maddock got a hand to it. He couldn't keep it in. And it's off hands and out of bounds right on centre wing. Around the grounds for Leopold Sporties. Nathan Brown's going berserk for Bowen Heads. He's kicked the last three.
Jeez.
Very Matt Kershaw-like out of the square, Arthur Fat says.
Oh, well.
There you go.
Leopold Sportage, a complete family venue. 8 plays 7 East Geelong and Inverleigh in the GDFNL second semi-final. Boundary thrown, it'll roll back towards the boundary line. Kane Smart takes out. Jane Birch down boundary side. Birchie, is there a finals-like intensity down there that you're feeling closer to the game?
Yeah, they're certainly not holding back. They're going in really hard. There's been plenty of rotations early on too, which is interesting.
Boundary throw in, Jane Birch boundary side with Cam Wilkinson winning a big fist for Newtown forward, but it'll only roll to Liam McCarthy, who picks it up, slung in a big tackle. Now that's a holding the ball decision, and the free kick going to Mick Condy, one of the veterans of the Towner lineup. He goes short, and the mark taken by Neddy Harris. Man on the mark, stands just inside 50, about 45 from goal. That's Marnie, and Harris is liking his chances here. So we need to start this probably left goalpost and work it across. Harris comes out on the arc, sends it on its way, gets a good piece of it. He fades it. Has he faded it over the line? I reckon he has. Wonderful kick. Ned Harris with the goal. That's the third for Newtown, and they lead by 12. Well, he did. He started it. He sort of came out on the arc, started it at left goalpost, and it faded nicely, and it just had enough carry to get over the outstretched arms of Henry Walsh before he was able to touch it before it cleared the line. 3-1-19, the Eagles. Colac, a 1-1-7 in this opening quarter of Carra football, thanks to Harvey Norman, Cryo and Morn Ponds.
We did speak before the game about some forward efficiency, and they've got to make sure that both teams, you know, take the advantage of their opportunities inside forward 50, and we've probably seen that at the moment. There's not been any wasteful opportunities, and Newtown looking the better going forward at the moment.
Walsh goes up, Waddell on the ruck now, gets it down for Newtown, gives it back to Bogue, missed with the handball. Gall going the other way, 65 out from goal, chips the ball inside, good mark. Just stood there, Kerman was behind. He couldn't get in front of Aaron Walters, he just stuck the hands up and plucked it and took the mark for Colac, and will shoot from 45 out, 45-degree angle. So the benefit of midfield possession.
Absolutely.
Kirsch straight out of the midfield.
And Newtown has sort of been getting on top in that area too, I think. And Damien mentioned before the game it's going to be a real focus for them. But, yeah, good one there by Colac.
Quick reply required for Colac. He comes in. Walters, right foot kick, brings it back with the breeze, but not far enough and through for one behind. So they go to 1-2-8 now, Colac. Trail Newtown 3-1-19. Harvey Norman, K-Rock first quarter scoreboard. 14 and a half played. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Port Phillip Ferry's, there's no better way to travel.
Matty Lloyd, I think he warmed up in a long sleeve, but has decided to go with the short sleeve in game long, and that's a good mark over the top. Waddell plucked it, just taking an apple off a tree, and then hit the ground running quickly, and Sheen up on a lead. They've got it to right half forward untouched. Can he find a marking target inside forward 50? Long he goes to the goal square, and Panuccio is going to win himself a free kick. So the umpire has seen something in the marking contest. Umpire Brown, that is, controlling in the goal square at the northern end. And Tom Panuccio is going to have the opportunity to give his team a very handy 17-point buffer halfway through this opening quarter of the GFNL qualifying final. Wow. Tom Panuccio, the Euroa product, and a 50-metre penalty as well for a bit of dissent. And what was a formality is an absolute certainty now. And the old-fashioned, why don't you kick it for him?
From the crowd.
Love it. And Panuccio with the goal. So Tommy Panuccio, who, surprise, surprise, played 12 VFL games, which is the limit, and made 6 appearances during the home and away season for Newtown. Kicked 7 goals, has kicked 1 there, and they are 4-1-25. Colac are 1-2-8, and they've stolen a little bit of a march, Kirsch, for multi-skills.
They have, and, marks inside forward 50, they're... both teams probably even, but it's the ball on the ground that's really dangerous in their forward 50s, and Newtown are just so dangerous at the moment. They're looking like they're going to score every time they go in, so big job here for Colac backs to respond.
Zybell in the ruck giving Walsh a chop out at the moment, and they'll get a free kick. Colac through Zybell through a shepherd from Waddell. They go inside 50, but Maddock reads it the better for Newtown. He kicks it towards Byrne, who had to sit and wait for the ball. It just sat up at defensive 50. He's taken the mark at the southern end of the ground here at West Oval, and it's called to play on now. So Smart will come towards him as he kicks his long left foot to centre wing. Waddell in line, can't take the mark. Panuccio puts the tackle on straight away on Bailey Scott on centre wing. The umpire lets play go as the ball just comes out to Zybell, but he'll have to come in and do some ruck work as there's going to be a ball up 25. Plays 8 here at the West Oval.
Waddell front position, Zybell from behind for Colac, winning the tap down, but nobody could get a clear possession, and it ricochets out of bounds, boundary throw in. It is like Burke Street at rush hour, Birchie down there at the interchange benches.
It's very busy. They're getting a bit rowdy.
Ball to come back into play. Boundary umpire Lamal hurls it back. Tapped down by Zybell. There's going to be a free kick for a hold in the ruck contest. What is that free kick count for?
8-3 plus 2 50s to Newtown way.
Curtis Hyatt. He gave a handball Zybell to Simpkin, and that was Jonathan for Colac driving it inside 50, but judging it best was Byrne and taking the mark. So the Guan unable to get his hands on the footy so far in this contest. The Newtown defence holding up well as Byrne goes back to Kermond, who marks almost at the top of his defensive goal square for Newtown. He's called to play. He wanted to come the corridor. Now has to go wide towards the scoreboard for Harvey Norman that shows a 17-point Newtown lead. And not another 50. So Kane Learson this time is the offending player. And that just eases some pressure there. And Zach Walter will be marched all the way to the middle of West Oval.
Will, and he'll play on now. Tries to drive it towards half forward. Panuccio in the middle, punched away at the back by Williamson for Colac. Comes to Byrne, who followed up, gives it away for Newtown by hand to Panuccio. Then back to Kapala off a step, goes towards half forward, punched away by Marnie from Colac. Wilkinson puts a big tackle on the big Newtown ruckman, and it's at left half forward for the Eagles, and we're going to have a ball up. So 25 playing 8. Middle stages of this first term qualifying final. Zybell goes up by himself in the end. Ball spills to Spokes for the Tigers to go towards McGuan, who's got a big lead, but at front and centre was good from Walters, but couldn't take the ball with him. Kerman could for Newtown. Then he gets wrapped up. Pack develops on centre wing, and the umpire will come in and ball it up again. 19 played first term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Port Phillip Ferry's, there's no better way to travel.
4-1 playing 1-2. Newtown with the advantage by 17 points. Tap down Wilkinson for Newtown. Sutterby couldn't take it cleanly. Harassed out of it by Marnie. Ball spills towards Learson. He couldn't take it. Spokes a handball release was good. Monaghan. Lang ran to 50. Looped a handball over the top, but Hillman fumbled. Time to recover the situation. He got a handball on the up. Simpkin was involved. Back to Lang. Lang on the left to the goals and finishes. That was some sort of showtime from the Tigers. Slick hands. Ball always in motion, and Darcy Lang finishes off a nice piece of play with a finish on his left for a contender for a Lammy's Tavern goal of the day.
It's like Harlem Globetrotters.
Well, he got 3 possessions throughout that chain.
It's just whack.
But he was always going to kick it on his left at some stage.
That's right.
I was waiting for King to go. In about 3 more handballs, he's going to kick this on his left, and he did.
2-2-14 Colac, Archbishop Desmond 2-2. May he rest in peace. Newtown Chilwell 4-1-25 as we approach 20 minutes gone in this opening quarter for Harvey Norman.
Zyde Bell for Colac, gets it down. Wilkinson back in the ruck for Newtown. McMahon wrapped up straight away by Cody Spokes and Zyde Bell. The umpire will come in. Secondary bounce in the middle of West Oval. So Wilkinson will come from the same side now as Zyde Bell to do the ruck work. Umpire Chaston throws the ball in the air. Zyde Bell gets it down. Spokes left without it from the contest. Zyde Bell got one high from Cam Wilkinson, and Spokes wasn't happy with it either. Zyde Bell will take the free kick. He plays on now from the middle. Long kick inside 50 for Colac. McGuan to run at it. And couldn't take the mark. Off the front of the pack, handball comes through. 1-2, work around the corner. Kick by Monahan! He's kicked the Lammy's Tavern goal of the day. He turned around, great work front and centre. He got the ball back and he kicked it around the corner at the southern end of the ground for his first, and 2 in a minute for the Tigers. And Roz and Glenn setting in Nambucca heads will be very happy with that. And so will the Tigers. They're 3-2-20. They trail Newtown 4-1-25. Harvey Norman. K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
We were talking about Damien McMahon being happy with the way they've been around the ball. Colac have actually swung the momentum back their way in the clearance stages and getting more ball forward from their stoppages.
Wilkinson and Walsh. Now there's going to be a free kick from the stoppage. And it's going to come back to Lee Gall, who might have been being held by Sutterby. And umpire Richard says he's going to come back behind your mark, and he'll hit an absolute floater inside 50. Monahan couldn't handle it. Wilkinson was clean, gave a good handball off to Lloyd for Newtown. Kicks a floater towards right half forward, a one-on-one. Bond is there. Ball hit the deck. Ben McCarthy went to ground. Lockie Simpkin dived on the ball, created a path. Ben McCarthy gave a handball off. And now quick clearing left foot kick towards half forward for Colac. Out of sight of the ground, knocked away by Monahan, knocked it down by Williamson as well. Lloyd was good, dumped as he kicked, and now Walsh just spikes it volleyball style forward, but numbers there for Newtown, including McMahon. Handball on the bounce with good for Harris.
Harris gets it over the top by hand. Watch out, here comes the tackle. That was a sling tackle too. Umpire said play on. It's still in the middle of the ground. Pack develops. Spokes is in there. Handball by Condi. Umpire's found a throw. Did he? Yes. Free kick to Colac. It's going to come back to Darcy Lang right in the middle of West Oval. He's looking for somebody to run from half back so he can latch or kick. He just holds it up now. Newtown have worked back. He goes on the right foot this time. Inside 50, just to mix it up. Goes towards McGuan, who goes up front and centre again. Monahan gets wrapped up. Did he get one high? The umpire said he did. And he will take the free kick, 50 from goal, directly in front. That free kick count is...
We are on world record track.
It's certainly not going to be 6 this quarter. We've had plenty.
Commentator's curse, I think.
Well,
but you do expect a few more in the heat of a finals battle, you would have thought.
I think a few of them are there, but I mean, a couple of them being a bit iffy.
So Ryan Monahan, who kicked the last with a snap over his shoulder in the right forward pocket, this time 50 out directly in front to give Colac the lead. He comes in, right foot kick, hasn't made the distance, going to sit in the left forward pocket. Big punch away came from Hocking, saw it onto the bike track and out of bounds for a throw-in in the left forward pocket for Colac. They are 3-2-20. They trail Newtown 4-1-25. 23 and a half played in this first term. Thanks to Port Phillip Ferries, the time clock. Port Phillip Ferries, there's no better way to travel. And as always, here's Tom King on K-Rock Football.
Thank you, Jason Doherty. East Geelong 14, lead Inverleigh 11, thanks to Leopold Sporties, and Barwon Heads 31, lead Drysdale 18. From the boundary throw, it's shinned away by Byrne, and it's worked out beautifully to Kapala, and Kapala delivers nicely onto the chest of Walters at the back edge of the centre square. Walters has got Bove presenting near the centre circles, ignores that, so he brings it broadcast side. Waddell on a searching lead has taken a nice mark in front of Garner. It was a great kick. He kicked it to his advantage and didn't give Garner a chance to spoil. Given the hurry up now, Waddell for Newtown, steps around Garner on the mark and then just pushed as he kicked, but that might have actually helped impact the kick. And the kick finds the chest of Condi, and that's 50.
Oh, it's not 50.
It's a very soft 50 against Liam McCarthy. It even caught Nick Condi by surprise. And once again, they've been gifted a goal here. To the letter of the law, it's probably there, but seriously, if we're going to start paying that...
The context of this sort of game,
Yeah, Mick Condy's kicked the goal.
It's the fourth 50 of the game.
And we're only at the 25-minute mark of this opening term on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. The scoreboard now showing 5-1-31 Newtown and Chilwell. Colac 3-2-20 opening term thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices, furniture, electrical, bedding and computers.
Regardless of where the 50 or whatever it is, but the ball movement from Newtown was actually really impressive, Ben. A little bit iffy, boy. It was the one that come off his shin, was it? Was that
Burn.
Oh, Burn. Yeah, it was only sort of waist height, and he's kicked it out in mid-air and got it going.
Style.
Yeah, got it going forward. But the three possessions post that were fantastic, and that's great ball movement by Newtown.
So back to the middle, Wilkinson, Walsh back in the ruck, gets it down. Spokes can't take it. Kick off the ground by McMahon for Newtown. Ball wrapped up by McMahon. He's over the top of the football. The umpire, though, will come in and we'll have a secondary bounce. So...
Just as well I had my mic turned off when that last 50 was paid down here, I can tell you.
Yes, Bertie very close to some comments down there from the crowd. McMahon in the middle gets it out for Newtown towards half forward. They get it back. Walters was there. Well, in fact, it was McCarthy who dropped the football for Colac. So Walters is going to take the free kick at right half forward for the Towners.
Jordan Walters short into forward 50. That barely went 15.
Jeez, I'll say, get the tape measure out.
And the mark taken by Ned Harris. Now the mark stands 40 from goal. I know he went slightly on an angle, but gee, that didn't go 15.
Short.
It was very short. Ned Harris has got one already, and this to push the margin back out to an equal game high 17 points in the shadows of quarter time. He's called a play on as he tries to swing out and get more distance, gives it a decent ride and kicks a wonderful goal. Not for the first time, Ned Harris in this contest, finding distance and kicking his second. And they've got 6 in this opening term. 6-1-37. Plays 3-2-20 opening quarter of K-Rock football thanks to Harvey Norman. I think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. Hope you're enjoying the call through K-Rock 955, krock.com.au and the AFL Bar on Facebook live streaming. For multi-skills, unleash your potential with construction industry training at multi-skills. Here's Matty Kershaw.
Good weapon to have when you can swing the momentum back your way, because Colac really got on top there for about 5 to 7 minutes, and particularly around the ball. But Newtown have responded really well and got that momentum back going their way.
Walsh gets it down for Colac in the middle. Lang tries to run onto it, held onto by Sutterby. The umpire lets it go, and then he'll come in and ball it up again in the middle. So secondary bounce, 17 points of difference here at West Oval. Late stages of the opening term of the qualifying final. Walsh and Wilkinson. That favours Wilkinson in the ruck contest. Ball spills free now. Lang off a step for Colac. Inside 50. Bell comes at it. His second effort was pretty good too. He shuffled the handball out to Smart off a step. Open goal square. Which way's it going to bounce? Just through the wrong side of the big stick there and through. 4-1 behind, so they go to 3-3-21 Colac. They trail Newtown 6-1-37. That's on the Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter score. Harvey Norman, think Harvey Norman for all your big brands at Geelong's best prices.
Smart started to swing our way to celebrate in front of the K-Rock van then, and he just faded to the left.
Boyd with those very iridescent boots goes wide for Newtown, looking for Sheen. Couldn't mark off the hands of the pack. Charlie Harris was ripped to ground, and it's going to be a free kick for a sling tackle against Fraser O'Gorman. And Charlie Harris, his brother Ned, has been a significant presence in this opening game. Goes short with a kick to Kermond, who marks just outside defensive 50. Kermond, he goes short, and gee, off his bootlaces. It was a half volley taken by Harris, who then ran out of room. He says he claimed the mark. Umpire said no. And now it's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Left half forward for the Tigers. They trail by 16. 29 minutes almost ticked over on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Port Phillip Ferries, there's no better way to travel.
Walsh in front of the ruck contest, gets it down for Colac, but rose through the middle by Sutterby. Was that a throw? The umpire said yes, it was. And it's going to come back to Cody Spokes, who's 50 out from goal. Probably too far out to score, you would suspect, for the Colac midfielder. He goes into the pocket with the kick. Oh, Kerman gave away a free kick. I think that was over the shoulder. It was. And just a little bit too high there from the Eagles defender. And Aaron Walters has taken the free kick in the left forward pocket, southern end of the ground for the Tigers. had an earlier shot for goal, which registered a minor score, and very close to siren time. The Tigers need this. 16 the difference at the moment. He comes in the left forward pocket, about 20 metres out from goal. So, question of accuracy, and the goal umpire does not move. So, Aaron Walters with a late goal for Colac. They go to 4-3-27. They trail Newtown 6-1-37. Harvey Norman, K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard, and for Multi-Skills, unleash your potential with construction industry training at Multi-Skills. In the expert's chair is Matt Kershaw.
They did pretty well then, Colac, by locking the ball inside their forward 50 or their forward 70 as such, and gave themselves repeat opportunities to score, and they did. They hit the scoreboard. But just for Kerrs Hire, we've got 11-9 free kicks favouring Newtown at the moment, with 4 50s given already.
Thank you for that. Kirsch back in the middle. Here's Ned Harris. That's a throw.
That was a throw.
And Liam McCarthy took it, but then he's kicked smothered by Ned Harris, and it's ricocheted into the path of Mick Condy, who couldn't find a handle of the footy. Walsh turned it over. Oh, that's high. That's a free kick. Ned Harris might have a chance on a third here in this opening quarter. Just couldn't get low enough. Big Henry. And he's a little bit sore there for St John of God. Here's Harris.
Jane also keep an eye on Lockie Simpkin down here on the Colac bench. I think he might have a bit of a trouble with a left hamstring.
He gives it off to Brayton Hocking, a handball. It's a high ball to the goal square. Couple of flyers. Waddell didn't fly, and it landed on his chest. Sheehan went one way. I think Bond went the other, and Waddell just held his ground, and as a result, it landed on his chest, and he's going to kick the Towners' 7th of this opening term. That would be a blow, Lockie Simpkin, if he was to be hampered this afternoon, as the goal is kicked by Lockie Waddell. He's got his first of the afternoon. They've got 7 in this opening term. Gee, talk about accuracy. Remember back earlier in the season, I think it was round 5, where they kicked 9-18. Well, they're going to kick 7 in the opening term here. 7-1-43. Colac a 4-3-27. So it's been an entertaining opening term. 11 goals kicked. Kirsch did allude to it being potentially high scoring, and we've gone 31 3/4 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Birchie, you're keeping an eye on Lockie Simpkin. He's just doing a little bit of movement past us in front of the K-Rock box.
Yeah, looks like he's just testing it out, so he's doing a bit of sideways movement and trying to obviously accelerate off, so we'll keep an eye on that.
That's his boots you can hear coming up the bike track.
So back to the middle. Wilkinson gets both hands to it. Sutterby gave it quickly to Ned Harris for Newtown to go forward again towards half forward. And there is the siren for quarter time. Very entertaining first term in the qualifying final. And Newtown hold the lead 7-1-43. They lead Colac 4-3-27.
And we'll take a break from here at West Oval. Jane Birch will head to the huddles, have a listen to the coaches, see if we can jag somebody to have a chat to as well out of those huddles. East Geelong 15, Inverleith 13 in the GDFNL second semi-final. Barwon Heads 37, Drysdale 2-8-20 in the BFL preliminary final being played at Newcombe this afternoon. But it is a 16-point qualifying final lead at quarter time for Newtown Chilwell, 7-1-43, Colac 4-3-27. A break, back shortly, thanks to the New Mexican Jaffle, only at APCO Cafe 24/7. Live, breathe, K-Rock footy. About to give you a bit of an update on where things are at as we see players moving back into position for quarter number 2, thanks to Geelong Bank. Bank closer to home, where we grow. That's Geelong Bank. Check out geelongbank.com.au. Mick Sparron, and standing alongside him, a very familiar face in local footy circles, Steve O'Dowd, of course, former CEO of Football Geelong back in the day, and Jane's just standing next to Rowan, just trying to get an update. We might just see what he's grabbed. Yeah, even Rowan's grabbed at the left hamstring. This is good by Jane's got in there. Birchie, what have you been able to extract out of Rowan McSparron?
Well, Rowan's putting it down to a cramp. You guys have been around footy for a while as well. I'm not so sure about that, but so I accepted it, and we'll just see how that cramp is stretched out in the next few minutes.
Thank you for that, Jane Birch for St John of God. Now, Barwon Heads 37-6-1, Drysdale 2-9 in the
wasting opportunities, Arthur says.
In the Bellarine prelim final at Plastercombe Oval, and East Geelong 15, trail Inverleith 19 in the GDFL second semi at St Albans Reserve. Here's the second quarter for Geelong Bank. Here's Jace.
Yes, Walsh got it down, but the Eagles midfield working hard again, as Kirsch said in the first term. They were on top, and Sutterby gets the free kick here and gives it away by hand to Byrne, but he turns the ball over. O'Gorman worked his way off centre wing, back to half-back for Colac. Took the mark and drove it long towards Zidbell, who's got Kerman, and also Hocking coming across with a big right fister. And he sees it over the boundary line. It is 40 playing 32 in the Colac second semi-final as well. Elvie playing South Colac, and Elvie with the lead there by 8 points for our Colac friends.
Hope you're enjoying the call through KROC955, KROC.com.au, and of course through the AFL Bar on Facebook live stream. Tap down by Walsh, front of the pack. Lang Falara under pressure from Ned Harris. Couldn't take it cleanly. Gorwell's in there. He might get a free kick for being held, and he will. The talented Lee Gorwell, who was impressive last week against South Bar, one of the rare shining lights in a 7+ goal loss. Short with the kick and presenting up and marking his Lang, and the former Geelong and Carlton midfielder turns onto his right boot now. Go looking for McGuire. Went going to go off the ground, but over, not getting a foot on it was Wilkinson. McGuire handball on the bounce. Simpkin, quick handball release. Little release wide. Just missed its target. That was Williamson. Picked up by Walters for Newtown. Fired it back to Maddock. Maddock gave a handball to Byrne. Byrne on his left boot towards halfback. It bounced at the bootlaces of Scott of Colac. Chance now for McCarthy. That's Ben for Colac. Handballed it almost to himself and now lost it because Diamond extracted it. His handball, a little bit too much on it for Bogue. He'll have time to turn around, run onto it, then turn back and give a handball to Walter. And the Barwon Heads product stepped through a couple and kicked on the outside of the right boot.
He does. He goes towards 50. Off the back, Garner did well. His handball set a task though for Spokes. Under pressure, falls away to Bond. He gets a tumbling right foot punt inside. O'Gorman for Colac at the back. Might have a little bit of time. He had to be very quick at the end. He got run down by Panuccio. He got it away though to Monahan. His handball to Walsh. He gives it away by hand quickly, and Colac are out of trouble through Marnie, but they've turned the ball over, and Kerman has taken it on centre wing.
Handball off. Hocking just forward to the wing broadcast side. Can drive a high long ball towards about 30 out from goal. Bond front position had it spoiled away. Liam McCarthy off the hands of the pack for Colac. Gave it to Ewland. Ewland on his left inside defensive 50. Driving it, wanting Zibell. Went through the hands of Wilkinson. Fisted away by Kerman, but only as far as Monahan, who never took possession. And Kerman's given away a free kick for a hold. As his second quarter, just not as fluent in the footy being played by both clubs, but Monahan with nobody standing the mark and by 10 metres and kick into the waiting arms of Zibell, who's about 70 from home.
He comes back in board to centre half forward. Marnie took the mark, 50 out from goal. Open goal square. Is it going to make the distance? No. Is it a mark? What's the umpire said? I think Smart worked it, passed through the ball. He had Lloyd there in defensive work, but he kept him away from the goal, and Smart, a good bit of shepherding, and Marnie was able to put a goal on the board. So a good response from Colac there at the start of the second term. And they moved the ball from deep in defence, and they go to 5-3-33. They trail Newtown 7-1-43. 3.5 played in this second term. Geelong Bank K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
It's just a little thing sometimes, Jace, in football, and they've been so good with their defence and their shape behind the ball, Newtown, but they had no one on the mark then. It was a simple little mistake that Monahan was able to take another 20 metres and keep possession and just work their ball forward, and that's what happened. They get an easy goal out the front of the 50.
Climbing high and winning the tap down was Walsh. Lang did the roving, ran into a two-man tackle, including Sutterby, and we'll get a ball up. Still no sign of Lockie Simpkin, I don't think. We'll keep an eye on it for St John of God. Get down to Jane in a moment with an update. Walsh doing the ruck work, winning the tap down. It'll roll about 5 metres forward into the path of Smart, who on the up gave a nice handball. Marnie, the goal kicker, pulls it left for Colac inside 50, taken on the bounce by Zibell. Gets around the defender coming towards him in Kapala, but his kick inboard has been chopped off nicely by Lloyd for Newtown. He comes wide for Panuccio, had to fly over Zibell. Zibell did well, kept his feet, and was able to get a kick towards forward 50. Lang couldn't take it clean. He was at Monahan. Either way, he's still down. Keep an eye on that. Not in a hurry to get up.
I think he got a kick in the knee.
Is Darcy Lang.
Simpkins just making his way to the interchange gate, so it looks like he is going to return to the field and test out whatever that issue is.
Might just be a crown. They might not have. Might be the whole truth there. Birchie for St John of God as the clearing kick comes from Newtown to the wing, bouncing ball that Bond won't be able to take cleanly. Attacking it, Ben McCarthy will see it out of bounds, and we will get a boundary throw. In fact, it was Dustin Walters, and he sees it out in front of Jordan Walters, and a boundary thrown right in front of our best seats in the house, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7, the new Mexican Jaffle, only at APCO Cafe 24/7.
So a throw in. Walsh, Wilkinson gets it down. Tried to do his own roving work in the end for Newtown as well. Diamond through the middle, got shoved. The umpire said play on, inside 50. Bond goes up, good mark. That's a Hamlin hanger contender, Lockie Bond. He went up very strong in front and took the mark in front of McCarthy and was never going to let it go, and will shoot for goal from 45 out, slide angle.
I was about to say we haven't called his name much today, Bond, and then all of a sudden he just pops up when you're thinking about it, and how strong was he in front?
He was very strong. So, Lockie Bond, who's kicked one. They seem to have all the answers, Newtown, every time Colac kicks a goal. Let's see if he can take the margin back to 16 points. He comes in now, southern end of the ground, right foot kick. That looks beautiful. The goal umpire has not moved 1 metre, and he has put his second on the board. And the Towners, as I said, they have the answers at the moment. Colac, a goal through Brodie Marnie a couple of minutes ago, and now Lockie Bond with his second. And they go to 8-1-49, the Towners. Colac 5-3-33, 6.5 played in this second term, thanks to Geelong Bank closer to home, where we grow. And here is Matt Kershaw.
I just want to take you back to that boundary throw-in. Henry Walsh was happy to engage in a wrestle with Wilkinson, who, that's his strength. Walsh can't be doing that with Wilkinson, and Wilkinson easy down to his midfielders, and they got the clearance into Bond.
Clearance for Newtown comes from Ned Harris towards the wing, fisted by Diamond. Condi, handball at close quarters. Kapala, dribbles it inside 50, picked up by Waddell. Snap around the corner is not a bad effort. It'll be about how it bounces. Well attacked, though, by Ben McCarthy to see it through for a rush behind. It was a high ball from Waddell. It could have pitched and bounced anywhere. McCarthy did well sort of to cover the bounce and help it through for a minor score, but the margin is 17. It's an equal game high. 8-2-50 playing 5-3-33. The clearing kick, though, is going to come back, Jace.
It is. It's come straight to Charlie Byrne for Newtown, who's taken the mark in front of Williamson. 60. The kick, he actually kicked it into Jesse Williamson, who was standing on the mark, and he stood there. He couldn't believe it, and he had to chase Williamson. Williamson was away. He took 2 bounces, gave it to McGuan on centre wing, a long way from home for Colac. So, can they make them pay the Tigers? He comes back in board. Spokes takes the mark, plays on quickly, drills the ball inside 50, out the back. O'Gorman can't take the mark. Hocking came across for Newtown. He helped out with a handball over the top to Sheen on centre wing. By himself, tries to bring the ball towards Bond. Used the body beautifully. Played on quickly. Great kick inside to Waddell. Oh, fantastic. Lockie Waddell can chip the ball over the top into the goal square and finds Bogue, and that's great play from Newtown. And Matt Bogue will finish off the great work up the ground, and Cam Wilkinson getting the cheers of many of his teammates with a great effort there in the middle.
It was, wasn't it? But, it wasn't the best of kicks for the switch out in that far side, and there was an easy gobble up for them, and some great ball movement by Newtown again. That's where they're killing it at the moment, by foot and efficiency going forward.
So Bogue kicks his first, Newtown's ninth, 9-2-56. And they lead Colac, who are 6-3-39, and that is on the Geelong Bank K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
Certainly is. Also, looks like it might be seasoned end for Geelong Falcons, Kingy. 48-17 at the moment at Mars Stadium.
It's an arm wrestle too in the Ballerine. 41 playing 21. Drysdale have kicked 2 goals, 9.
Yeah, make that 48-21.
48-21 now, yes.
Yeah, so Barnheads with a foot in the grand final, you would suspect. And the tap down one by Wilkinson, roving by McMahon for Newtown, kick inside 50, crashing the pack was Bogue, taken by Learson, dumped in a tackle, not before a handball release. McMahon butted up, handball into the path of Waddell for Newtown, couldn't keep it alive in the right forward pocket. As a good crowd rings the perimeter here at West Oval.
Tom Panuccio for the Towners was just off before. They were looking at his shoulder. He's just got a little bit of an issue there, but he's back on the ground, so obviously it's okay to go. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that.
Thank you, Birchies. And John, a God injury update from the boundary throw-in. Attacking it but overrunning it was Dustin Walters. And now it bounces out of bounds for another boundary throw, right where the 50 meets the boundary line. Right forward, pocket 4. Newtown attacking the southern or Church Street end in this second term of K-Rock football, thanks to Geelong Bank. It's a shallow throw-in. Double palm down. Waddell was beautiful to Sutterby. Sutterby's left foot kick inside 50, bounces towards Sheen. Sheen bursts through a tackle. Sheen kicks! Behind. Missed to the left. Would have been the Lammies Tavern goal of the day, bursting through the veteran Sheen, but he couldn't make them pay. But the margin is 24, and just getting a little bit out of hand for Colac here. Kirsch from Multi-Skills.
Yeah, this is the dangerous part of the game, this 10 to 20 minute part of the second quarter.
Hewlin kicks it in, finds Scott for Colac. Gives it away to McCarthy. Ben, who gets it on the outboard. Moving the ball now. Lockie Simpkin gets it forward to Ryan Monahan. Right half forward. 45 from goal. Goes towards goal. Has missed it just to the far side. And through for one behind. So quick movement of the footy from the Tigers. They go to 5-4-34. They trail Newtown 9-3-57.
Lloyd with the kicking duties for Newtown at the Melbourne end of the ground. He goes short into the right back pocket. Finds Byrne. Short. Over the head of Kapala, but onto the chest of Sotheby was fortuitous. Actually, that kick came, I should say, from Blake Reid. Newtown, now it's with Blake Sotheby. Right back pocket, drives it to the wing, wanting more. Delzai Bello floating across the front of the pack. Takes a nice mark. Hamlin Hanger contender. Well, that is par for the course for him as he gives a handball off to Hewlin on his left. He sends it inside 50 for Colac. Matic with the defensive spoil, front of the pack. Sheehan took it nicely, handball release. Reid looped it over the top. Charlie Harris had to wait for it, gave it on the burst to Walter, and he's away.
He does, he takes a bounce, gets the handball on the outboard on centre wing. Kerman had to sit and wait for it, he did. His left-hand handball back to Walter, draws a player, handball over the top, Bogue. I think it was high play on the advantage, said the umpire. Bogue, 45 out, open goal, square, kicks the goal! His second of the afternoon, Newtown's 10th. And they're ripping the game apart, 10-3-63. They lead Colac 5-4-34. Geelong Bank, K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard. And for Multi-Skills, in the experts chair, here is Matt Kershaw.
What I do like about Newtown's transition from defence to forward is that their whole sort of half-back line press right up the ground. And at the moment, Colac's forwards aren't going with them and putting any pressure on them. So they're getting some free rein of half-back, more or less. So some extra numbers coming through the corridor on the outside. And that's the result from it. Just easy fluency and more ball inside forward half.
Yeah, Kane Learson was a player that managed to get into Zach Walter. Umpire to put it into the air. I don't think there's too much to it. The free kick was there. Walsh won the tap down. Here's Diamond, though. He couldn't take it cleanly, but he was able to soccer it forward 15 metres, trying to get it into the path of Kapala. He couldn't take it. Hillman. Joffe Simpkin, a handball for Colac. Trying to get to Lee McCarthy. Panuccio under pressure. Gave it to Bove. Bove a quick inside forward 50. Fisted away Ben McCarthy, but only as far as Sotheby. Sotheby left foot snap. Bouncing, rolling, and hitting the left-hand goal post. It set on its point, and it did a big off-break. And a minor score. It was Daniel Vittori at his best.
Oh, wasn't it? Daniel Vittori.
10-4-64. Colac 5-4-34. Margin is 30.
Hewlin, great mark by Walters in front of us for Colac. The best seats in the house, thanks to Apco Cafe 24/7. He takes it. And left half back for the Tigers. They need to move the footy. 13 and a half played. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock in his second quarter. Well, Lloyd falls over on the mark. And the ball, though, was kicked, was smothered. Goes from Sotheby to Diamond. Advantage paid. The Towners have got control. Bove kicks it inside 50. But Learson just got the kick away under pressure from Bond. He didn't know he was tracking him back. Handball on the outboard towards Hewlin. Walters tracks him for Newtown. Hewlin does a blind turn to himself. Kick around the corner towards centre wing. Reid can't take it. Lang's there for Colac as well. Comes back though. Bove. Free kick found. Umpire. Play on, said the umpire. Sotheby gets it towards Diamond. It was chopped off. Reid tried to ride the tackle and he got one high, said the umpire, and he'll take a free kick for Newtown.
He sends it to half forward, a kick that was intended for Lloyd. It finally got there on the bounce, shrugged off the tackle of Aaron Walters, and then from 40 metres, kicked a wonderful goal, and they lead by 36. Bang, 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 Newtown have gone. And the Towners have got 1 foot in the second semi-final. And they've been accurate too. They're 11-4-70. They lead Colac 5-4-34 this second quarter. 14 and a half minutes ticked over thanks to Geelong Bank. Bank closer to home, where we grow.
We just spoke about it. The previous goal about their half-back line getting involved and pressing up the ground, and Matt Lloyd comes off half-back and kicks a nice goal. So Colac are really going to have to go a little bit more defensive here and be accountable for their opponents.
Ball back in the middle. McMahon gets it away by hand for Newtown. Now O'Gorman for Colac. Tries to pick it up a second time. Comes back towards McMahon for Newtown. Gives it away to Bove by hand. And they go Eagles inside again. Bogue over the back. He can't take a Bond now. Tries to push McCarthy. Ben past it. Close to the boundary line. Bogue comes in to help. He shuffles the handball back towards Condi. Only needs a little step. He puts it up for Sheehan, but getting back there and helping out Garner. Takes the mark for Colac. Switches the ball to Lang. They're out a bit of trouble. Still in defensive 50, but Darcy Lang will go with the right foot, and he drills the pass to O'Gorman at half back.
Can't miss him in those lime green boots. O'Gorman swings onto his left boot, wants to kick to the wing, but Waddell got in front of Zybell and took the mark, and you'll send Newtown back towards forward 50. A high kick. It wasn't a great kick. It's over the head of Garner, who was able to trap it nicely. Gave a handball to Learson. Learson a handball back to Ewland. Ewland on his left boot, a well-weighted kick to Williamson, who marks it left half back. Oh, his kick didn't go 15. Surely, it's been paid as a mark. It was a missed kick, and it ended up with Scott. Scott inside defensive 50 in a rare chain of possession here, although Garner's kick was lazy, and a chance here now for Newtown. Walter had it knocked from his grasp by Walsh, but he was able to retrieve it, gave it back to his skipper. McMahon will it have the carry? No, Learson. Back with the flight is marked on his chest for Colac, and he kicks a mung floater into the path of Williamson, and the ball did it stay in the field of play. Williamson did well to keep it alive. Hang goal. Now Williamson's lost it. That should have been holding the man, and the umpire didn't see it that way. We'll get a boundary throw in right half forward. Newtown in attack. It's frenetic from the Towners.
They're under pressure, Kirsch,
everywhere. Every contest, every possession, every movement they make, they are under immense pressure.
Boundary throw in. Waddell gets it down. McMahon had to ride one bump, ride two, got the handball out. Sutterby got one high again. He's had about 80 possessions, Blake Sutterby. He fought his own footy today. And he's wrapped up this time, can't get away. But he has had a massive influence for the Eagles in this first half. It's going to be a ball up at right half forward for Newtown. Southern end of the ground, right in front of the best seats in the house, thanks to Atco Cafe 24/7. Waddell got it down through the middle. Harris got the ball free, coming at it Scott as well. And Diamond sees him over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in. Still at right half forward, the Towners are 70. Colac are 34, and we've played 17 in this second term. And that is on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. There's Port Phillip Ferries. There's no better way to travel.
Just looking for a blood rule there for New Grove bench tops, but Ned Harris giving the all clear. Give your bench tops a fresh modern look with New Grove bench tops. Boundary throw in. Right in front of our best seats in the house. It's over the head of Waddell and Walsh. Matt McMahon at the back tried to charge onto it. Matt McMahon and Garner. McMahon went to dive in to get the footy, and in doing so took Garner high, or Monaghan high I should say, and he's won himself a free kick, the veteran Tiger. Just copped an accidental knee to the head. His kick that he wanted to get towards Williamson was fisted away by Diamond. It's going to land with Lloyd. Well done by Diamond now on his left boot. Sends it wide. Kerman had to sit and wait for it. Went for the mark, couldn't take it. Front of the pack. That's Sutterby again. Yep. He's blowing up the GPS this afternoon, Blake Sutterby. The TAC stats tracker is going to have some serious numbers on it, beside the number 27 for Newtown and Chilwell.
So ball up. Walsh going to be able to take it out of the ruck contest. Shuffles the handball to Simpkin Johnny. Joffy goes inside 50 towards Lockie Simpkin, who's playing forward now. Monaghan gets wrapped up for Colac. Byrne put the tackle on right on 50. And it will be a ball up. So obviously Lockie Simpkin, if he's okay, Kirsch, you're playing back.
Yeah. Means he's not okay, Jace.
He's forward. Walsh gets the ball down in the ruck contest for Colac. Comes back towards Zach Walter for Newtown. Thought about the handball, just was able to get back around. A couple though. And right foot kick back to Sheehan in the middle. Doesn't sit for him. So, but getting there, Diamond first. Just wanted the football more. He got it towards Walters. Coming at it also is Learson. Diamond now, handball for Newtown. Right on 50. Bove comes over, puts a tackle on Diamond, comes in as well, jumps in, helps out, and we will have a ball up 50 from the Newtown goal. They are 11-4-70. They lead Colac 5-4-34.
It's hard to see where Colac's next goal is going to come from at the moment, isn't it? Because the defence is so miserly up that end.
Wilkinson winning the tap down, went through the hands of Simpkin. Here's Sardar being confronted, just had to fire a handball forward. Asked a bit there of his teammate, it might have been Blake Reid, who haven't caught a lot of this afternoon. He's laid a good tackle there on Lang. Lang was able to escape his clutches, got a kick away to put it out on the full, and Matt McMahon has bobbed up in the left forward pocket below the scoreboard that shows his team with a very handy 36-point buffer. Remember, during the year that Newtown went 0-4 against Colac and St Mary's, he'll swing out onto his right boot, send a long ball. Sheehan flew, but he didn't need to because it cleared the line. Matt McMahon is very happy. He's given his team a 42-point lead, the skipper. And they are going to be hard to reel in from here as he and Ryan Monaghan continue their own private verbal war. Monaghan coming to the bench, McMahon going back to the middle, happy as Larry. And on the Geelong Bank second quarter scoreboard, Newtown and Chilwell 12-4-76, lead Colac 5-4-34. And it is going to be really hard for Colac. They need half time and they need it badly.
They need half time. They need to have a look at the magnet board, maybe throw it up in the air and change a few things, Jace, because at the moment they've got too many players down in their positions at the moment.
Wilkinson got it down in the middle for Newtown, but Marnie gets it forward for Colac. Quick kick out of the pack by Hillman. Might be okay. Does it sit to Williamson? He gets around. He went right, went left. Got it back to Lockie Simpkin. He's 55 out. Chips the ball back towards Hillman, who goes up and takes a Hamlin hanger. Contender, about 40 out from goal. And he did well against a couple of Newtown players who were a little bit shorter than him. He just stuck the hands up and took it in the middle. And a badly needed goal coming up, hopefully, for Colac. And Luke Hillman will shoot for goal at the northern end from 40 out.
Well, that was one of those moves they've made already. Hillman's gone to a wing, and he was that offensive slide then into the forward 50. So he actually got the kick into the forward 50, and he's actually offensive slid into the forward 50. So good play by Hillman. Just needs to finish.
Comes in now, right foot kick.
Doesn't look great. Doesn't look great, Jason.
Never going to kick a goal like that. He has to go to the Matt Kershaw goal kicking school.
Come down Monday and Wednesdays.
Luke Hillman, one behind. That was missing from the time he kicked it. 5-5-35, Colac. Newtown 12-4-76, Geelong Bank. K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
Half-time at Newcombe. Bowen hits 49 in the Bellarine prelim lead. Drysdale 33, so the Hawks still within striking distance. Driving, long kick, hocking, wanted Sheen, went over his head. Ball out the back, Diamond has good wheels. Able to get his hands on the footy. McCarthy did okay, that was Liam. Got it into the path of Lang and gave a handball back to Hewlin. Hewlin taken in a tackle next to the boundary line where there are Colac players queuing up to come back on the ground. Lee Gore will one of those and we'll get a ball up. Umpire Chaston comes out of the shade and into the sunlight, just brings it in about 7 or 8 metres from the boundary line to give some space for the ruck. Zybell and Wilkinson. Wilkinson's going to win the tap, and advantage paid for a high free kick, and it's taken by Sutterby, who drives it inside forward 50. Bogue front position. Here, Markle free kick, take your pick. Stuck the backside out, protected the drop from the outstretched fist of Dustin Walters, who was as assessed as holding on to Matty Bogue. And the star mid is about to go back and kick his third for a 47-point Newtown and Chilwell lead.
Players are a bit stunned down here on the interchange bench. Colac players are waiting to come back on, but there's just no energy, and they're trying to work out what's going on.
I reckon the Newtown players will be just as stunned, Birchie, that they're going to lead potentially by 47 points. Bogue from 40 metres out, sits it up with the breeze, brings it back nicely. He's got 3, Matty Bogue, all in this second quarter. Thanks to Geelong Bank closer to home where we grow. Talk about growing. It's the Newtown lead that's growing. It's 47 points. They're 13-4-82. They lead Colac 5-5-35. And if you saw this coming into today, well, I want your lotto numbers for tonight as well.
Yeah, you know nothing about football if that's the case, but or maybe you do, Jason. Well, we don't. But
they may have tempted with form last week.
I was just about to say that, Jace. I was about to say that form from last week is looking the same. They're not playing with any, urgency or energy.
Back in the middle, Newtown get it from Walter to McMahon, who got one high. Surprise, surprise. They go out towards Sheehan at half forward. He tries to tap it on. He can't do so. O'Gorman comes back towards Sheehan. He gives it to Sutterby. Now it falls into the arms of Liam McCarthy. Gets to O'Gorman, wide hand for Colac. They move it to Joffy Simpkin, but his handball over the top to nobody in particular. And Matt McMahon was standing there and gleefully accepted it and got it wide to Charlie Byrne, who's just on the edge of the centre square on centre wing on the outer side. Left foot spears the pass into Bond. Past him, was it a push, said the umpire? Yes, it was. And Colac will relieve the pressure. The ball will come back. And Ben McCarthy, I think, has the free kick in the right back pocket for the Tigers.
Sun shining nicely here at West Oval. Kick towards half back. It's gone through hands out the back of the pack. Hillman gave a handball off to Hewlin. Hewlin kicked to a one-on-one. Monaghan, good strong hands. Takes the mark in front of Kapala. And then kicked quickly into the path of Smart, who took it on about the third bounce. Turned and kicked into the right forward pocket. Simpkin's gone forward. That's Lockie. And Reid with a good defensive spoil sees it out of bounds. Boundary thrown. So maybe that Simpkin, with just that slight hamstring issue, They're just keeping forward to allow rotations to happen rather than being one down, and they need everything going their way from here on in, trailing by 47 points in this second quarter that's gone 25 minutes for Port Phillip Ferries.
So the ball back into play from the ruck contest. Walsh was there, got it down. But Gorwell Monaghan see it over the boundary line for Colac. So another boundary throw-in.
Inverleigh 38, East Geelong 30 in the GDFL second semi-final.
So boundary throw-in again. Wilkinson gets it to the front for Newtown. Monaghan close to the right forward pocket, brings it back to the top of the square for Colac, but Hocking standing his ground, taking the mark for Newtown. He's going to be able to run away. He runs his full measure, goes long. Terrible kick, really, though. It was all Colac getting back there. Lang read it the better. Handball is out of bounds. He was worried out by Charlie Byrne. What a boundary throw-in.
It seems like Newtown are playing with two extra on the ground, Kirsch.
It does, doesn't it? Oh, it's unbelievable, because even that perceived pressure, Darcy Lang had a little bit of time then, and he just knew something was coming, and in turn, handballed it over the boundary line.
Wilkinson won the tap, but Ewan did the roving for Colac. Drives a kick towards half forward. It's going to be a free kick for a hold. Kane Smart hanging on to Matty Lloyd. Lloyd to the middle of West Oval, where the very dominant Mitch Diamond has marked. He kicks wider because all alone a chance to go inside 50 from Reid. Reid's kick, well, Bogue sort of stopped, waited. He's going to find it on the ground, and he's going to snap a ball around his body. It's going to roll into the right forward pocket. Sheen couldn't take it cleanly, then tried to keep it alive by knocking it back, but only knocked it back into the body of Adam Garner. He ricocheted back out of bounds. We've got a boundary throw in. Right forward pocket, Church Street or southern end of West Oval. 47 points is the Newtown and Chilwell lead. And 26 and 3/4 minutes gone on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Ball back into play. Sheen grabbed it out of the ruck, jammed it on the boot. It was also almost an inside-out barrel that if it had just landed about another metre inside the field of play, would have bounced through for a goal. Instead, it went the other way through for a minor score. But the margin is a neat 8 goals at 48 points. 13-5, 83, 5-5, 35. Towners on top in this second quarter thanks to Geelong Bank.
Lang kicks it in from full-back for Colac. Wilkinson, third in line, just stood there, didn't go up for the mark and took the easy chest mark. So he'll drive it back in. He's had a good first half, Cam Wilkinson. Goes with a right foot kick high into the 50. Garner got his name written on it, and all the umpire said play on.
He put his whistle in his mouth.
Walters got it away towards Lang for Colac. Now Ned Harris wrapped up, drops the footy. Umpire says play on. Condi seen over the boundary line, and a free kick hold. Umpire Richies has come in against Darcy Lang.
He missed 3 before that.
He did. So Mick Condi has got the football right on 50, right on the boundary line. In fact, he's halfway up the bike track when he takes this free kick.
He's kicked it from the bike track.
He's kicked it from the bike track. He's only kicked it 8 metres, I reckon. He kicked it 8 metres off from the bike track. Let's get the measuring tape out. It's about 8 metres. Panuccio kicks it backwards. It's okay, and he finds Maddock. He's got 35 players in front of him. He goes lateral to Kapala. There's nobody behind Chaz Kapala, who's standing right in the middle of West Oval. So Colac have flooded back. He goes short again. And Walters takes the mark for Newtown.
They've got 2 players not in their defensive 50 at the minute.
Yeah, and he goes there now with the kick. Punch front and centre was great from Mitchie Diamond, who couldn't swing it back far enough. The front and centre was amazing. He's kicked 1 goal, 1. And the margin 49, 13-6-84 Newtown. Colac 5-5, 35. Geelong Bank, K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
16 players in the defensive 50, and they still let him get front and centre and have a shot.
Ewan with a long ball towards half-back. Spoil Maddock, front of the pack. Leeson for Colac, jammed it on the boot. Well trapped there by Walters, who got a handball up under pressure. In fact, he's going to get a free kick. Advantage is paid. Smart, Liam McCarthy. They need something late. Oh, Blake Reid, wonderful. Great tackle, wins a free kick. No, he doesn't. It's out of bounds, boundary throwing. But they all get to Blake Reid. Late in the second quarter, your team leading by 49 points. And he's produced a fine defensive effort that has his team getting around him and stopping Colac getting a goal that they need to provide some impetus. Ball back into play. So Bell grabbed it out of the ruck. Handball off to Hillman. Hillman just outside 50. It's a helicopter. They're back on the line. It's marked comfortably by Hocking, who got back there, Braden Hocking, who now just trots off into the right back pocket. And that is half-time here at West Oval. A stunning first half from Newtown and Chilwell. And that second quarter quite impressive, kicking 6 goals to 1 to turn what was a 16-point lead at quarter time into a very handy 49-point buffer at the main break. 13-6-84. Colac, 5-5-35. Birchie, we might get you to try and trot over and grab one of the Newtown players as they come from the ground and have a chat to them as we get to this half-time, thanks to Gummy Chicken and Beer. Now, nobody wants to cook on a Saturday night, so right now you're thinking, what am I doing with the family for dinner? You're thinking Gummy Chicken and Beer.
You're getting a katsu burger.
Let's have a look who they've rolled back there. They're a bit undersized.
They are a bit undersized, so they'd have to have rolled back.
Yeah, McGuan is on Waddell.
Learson.
So third quarter, thanks to Warralilly, living Geelong's most awarded community. Here we go with Jace.
So Walsh gets it down. Big thump away for Colac in the middle, but again it's Newtown through McMahon. Tumbling punt towards Waddell. He can't take the mark. He tried to shuffle it back towards Bogue. Got a quick kick out of the pack. And coming across, last line of defence, Ben McCarthy has taken the mark in front of Bond and wants to play on quickly for the Tigers. He goes wide. Did he get it towards Marnie in time before the boundary? He did. He took a mark in front of Mitchy Diamond at half-back for Colac.
Marnie, right back pocket, long way from home in the sunshine. To the wing for Zybell, Hocking to provide the spoil, did so. In front of the pack, quick hand, Sutterby gave it to Kapala. Kapala loops a handball over the chop. Charlie Harris to Matt McMahon, and Newtown will go inside forward 50. Looking down there for a mark, well played across the front of the pack. Liam McCarthy takes a juggling double grab mark. He wants to direct traffic towards the outer side, so he drives a kick to Learson, and the veteran superstar kicks it to the wing, but he wanted Zybell. Hocking got across in front of him and knocked it to ground, and the Newtown defender has it now, but his handball is chopped off by Hewland. Hewland tried to give it up to Lang, who was under pressure from Harris. That was Ned. And now it spills for Lang. Lang gave it to Scott. Good tackle, jarring the ball free, but Lang was able to pick up the loose ball, gave it to Walsh, who jammed it on the boot towards Monaghan. He had it knocked away by Wilkinson, and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Between wing and half forward, out of side. Colac in attack, but trailing by 49 points in this third quarter. Thanks to Warralilly, still delivering an award-winning community in Geelong.
So throw-in for Wilkinson, and Walsh held on to Wilkinson there. The umpire said play on. Ball spills free. Diamond gave the handball out for Newtown again. Kapala runs, goes to the right foot, tumbling punt to half-order Bond. Good mark in front of Ben McCarthy. Just covered the space nicely. 60 from goal. He chips the ball over the top. The lead's on to Bogue, and he comes out unstoppable. Matt Bogue in front there was able to just run onto the footy, and he will shoot for goal from about 50, directly in front. He's kicked 3 this afternoon, and this for a great start for Newtown in this third term. He's kicking at the northern end of the ground.
It's the new matchup, Learson, Bogue. Waddell, Maguire are the two key matchups of change or of note this quarter.
So for Wombat Gully, Plant Farms, the matchups, and the umpire has picked out another 50 for Kane Learson, I think. Well, he must have ran over the mark, did he? And that was the only real reason I could see that would be a free kick 50.
He just jumped.
For Bogue, and Bogue just trots in and kicks his 4th of the afternoon, and the 14th for Newtown. They go to 14-6-90. They lead Colac 5-5-35. Warralilly, K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
Jace, I don't know. Pretty sure you can jump, but anyway, unless he jumped forward, he's got a better view of it than us. Just again, ball momentum forward. You get in that forward line, and even the Learsons and any matchup with the ball's coming in like that is very hard to stop. So Bogue's on fire down there, isn't he? He's such a dangerous matchup.
Walsh climbs high, wins the tap for Colac, but Walter was able to fist it away, but only into the path of Monaghan for Colac. Scott, Marnie will send it inside forward 50, but standing underneath it, Hocking in front of an advancing Garner takes a good mark. He's been solid down back, Braden Hocking. We know he can play forward as well. Kicked a 10 during the year against Grovedale, goes just outside defensive 50 to Kapala, who feigned a handball and has been called to play on, and now as a result of not giving that handball to Diamond, he went to kick to him, but he's put it out on the full, and it'll be taken by Lang. Breeze just getting up slightly for South Point Garden Supplies. Lang short to an advancing Monaghan, who's marked outside defensive 50, kicks on his non-preferred left into the pocket, and Hillman has got rare free space, and he marks next to the boundary line in front of Matt McMahon. So an unlikely match up there, Matt McMahon having to trail up behind Luke Hillman.
Hasn't been kicking him too well today, Hillman. He's had a few shanks.
Haven't kicked a goal since the 3-minute mark of the second quarter, Colac. It was when they pulled the margin back to 10 points through Brodie Marnie. Long time between drinks. They desperately need this. Margin 55. Can he make it 49? It's not a bad effort, but he's just missed to his near side, the left-hand side. And through for a behind. The margin is an even 9 goals, 54 points. Colac 5-6. Newtown and Chilwell 14-6.
Hocking for Newtown. Short into the back pocket. Matt Lloyd takes the mark. He chips the ball over the top to Mitchy Diamond, who takes it uncontested. Still about 30 metres out from goal. The Colac goal. Defensively, he goes now to the outer side. Oh, Charlie Harris, good mark in front. Had Yulin right next to him. And to a good mark at right half back. So just playing a bit of tempo football now. Newtown chips it over the top to Mick Condi, who takes it. Now he wheels and goes back into the middle. Looks for Diamond, who followed up. Slingshot back from half back to centre wing. He wants to go over the top as well. And finds Sutterby. Still inside the centre square. Wheels and goes now. Gets it out towards Bogue again. And he takes the mark on the lead. And Kane Learson's looking up the ground at his midfield going, that was way too easy for Newtown. And Matt Bogue, who has kicked 4, will have another set shot for goal. And I'm sure Kane Learson won't be jumping up on the mark this time. He'll be keeping his feet as Matt Bogue will be kicking from just on 50 again. Slide angle, northern end. And a chance for his 5th and the 15th for Newtown. He comes in. Right foot kick. Has it come back with the breeze?
Oh,
it has! And he's put it through, Matt Bogue. Great kick. Standing start. And kicks his 5th of the afternoon and the 15th for the Eagles. 15-6, 96. They lead Colac, who are 5-6, 36, and that is on the Warralilly K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
This is going to be harsh, Jace, but that was like a ball movement training drill. It really was out of full back then. And Mitchy Diamond, if you watch his work rate, even when that ball Sutterby, he got it twice going through the corridor. When he got the ball to Sutterby and Sutterby to Bogue, Mitch Diamond was still running inside forward 50 to create an option. Like, that is work rate personified right there.
Walsh winning the tap down, flicked it over the back of his head, and it's taken away by Spokes, the acting skipper, towards left half forward. Fist from both Hillman and Lloyd, and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw in at left half forward for the Tigers. But they trail by 60. In the Bellarine, just some separation. Barwon heads by 11 over Drysdale in the third quarter of the Bellarine prelim final. Winner to play Torquay next week's grand final. From the boundary throwing, Walsh won the tap down again. Marnie went to ground, maybe with a shove from Sutterby. Umpire said play on. And there's going to be a free kick. Ned Harris was taken by Darcy Lang without the footy, and the ball came back. There's a bit of a push and shove. Wilkinson and Marnie getting to know each other, and Cam Wilkinson's just said to Brodie Marnie, Lammy's open from 9, free entry before 10. Harris kicks to the wing. No mark taken there by Waddell. Front of the pack numbers with Colac. Waddell laid a really good tackle there. Could have easily have ridden his opponent in the back, Monahan. In fact, he did, according to the umpire. I thought he actually laid a really good tackle, but Monahan with the resultant free kick to send Colac into attack.
Does. He goes long with the kick, looking for Garner, punched away by Hocking for Newtown. Ball spills free. Sutterby gets across there first, close to the boundary line. Tracked by Walters from Colac. Handball over the top. Reed rode the bump for Newtown. He got the handball towards Bove. Marnie with a fresh air shot. And the ball spills out of bounds over the line. About 55 around from the Colac goal. They trail by 60. They've played 8 minutes in this third term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Port Phillip Ferry's, there's no better way to travel. Boundary throw in. Wilkinson gets it down into the front of the pack with the right hand. It's going to be a hold, I think, the umpire has picked out. And it's going to be Scott with the free kick for Colac.
Scott sets it to about 25 out from goal. Bell couldn't mark. Hocking the spoil. Ball at ground level. Numbers with Colac, including Hillman, who lost it in a tackle. Bell came again onto the loose footy. He couldn't take it away. Hocking just tried to knock it towards Walter. He couldn't take it. Overrunning at Hillman, trying to keep it alive. He's taken to the boundary line. Good tackle. Ball not out yet. Kept alive by Walters. He's going to kick a goal. So something out of nothing as Aaron Walters kicks his second. They refuse to surrender the ball out of play, Colac, and in doing so, keeping it alive, they find a goal that is so sorely needed. Their first since the 3-minute mark of the second quarter, and it pulls the margin back to 54. Still a long way to go. 6-6-42, the Tigers, Newtown and Chilwell, 15-6-96, third quarter, K-Rock. Warralilly scoreboard. Warralilly, the premier place for families to live. Check out warralilly.com.au.
Whilst it was a well-deserved goal, it was hard work, wasn't it?
Like a rugby scrum.
The ball's been in that forward 50 for quite a while, and you just don't. Doesn't look like they got that smalls that are going to kick that dangerous goal. That was made out of nothing, but it just looks so hard, or such hard work to get a goal.
Just saw Marcel Behrens from Geelong Regional Football doing some of his finest work. Check out his Facebook page for the best snaps of local football and netball from throughout this final series.
Walsh gets it down, got a free kick as well, and they go. Joffy Simpkin goes inside 50 for Colac. Ball spills free. Defensively, Newtown work back. Kapala gets there first. He's wrapped up by Monahan. Does he lose the football? The umpire says it's a hold. And Ryan Monahan pleads his case. Can't believe it in front of the scoreboard, but Kapala will take the free kick for Newtown. Between the back pocket and half-back he goes with the kick wide, looking for Wilkinson, punched away by Walsh for Colac. Now Lang for Colac through the middle, left foot kick off a step towards Garner from behind, works his way to the front, punched away by Maddock. Good defensive play, and they see it over the boundary line in the left forward pocket for the Tigers. They're 6-6-42. They trail the Eagles 15-6-96.
Matty Bogue's got 17 goals for the year now. He had 12 coming in, 7 of those came in one game. He's got 5 today. From the boundary throw, Wilkinson uncontested, basically won the double palm down to the front. Sutterby trying to get a handball on the up to Kapala. Leaving the footy behind was Spokes. Well done by Marnie. Close quarters, Ibel back to Marnie. Marnie gave it to Simpkin. Simpkin gave a handball up. Quick snap. That's Lockie getting it from Joffy. Lockie's snap, though, will float out of bounds on the full. Hocking will quickly take the kick and send it towards Panuccio, who stretched and knocked it to his own advantage and found the rebound and marked. It was a nice grab. Somewhat of a Hamlin hanger contender. He goes short back to Maddock, who knows this ground well, having been a Geelong West junior at times. There's one GFL senior game to his name for West. That very upright stance as he kicks towards halfback, wanting Waddell. He brought it to ground, front of the pack. Lloyd couldn't take it with him, diving on it and flicking it up towards Smart was Lockie Simpkin, but it's gone out of bounds with the boundary line too close. And we'll get a boundary throw in right in front of our best seats in the house. It is thanks to Epco Cafe 24/7 and the new Mexican Jaffle, Jace.
Oh, Mexican. Not the Jexican, the Mexican. It comes over the back. Wilkinson got it down for Newtown, got it towards Panuccio. Got one high, the umpire said play on. Goes towards Sutterby's, wrapped up by Walters from Colac. The umpire will come in and ball it up on centre wing. Arthur on the spot for Leopold Sporties. Smart left foot snap from number 30 for Bowen Heads, whoever the hell that is. So he hasn't got the names and numbers right down there, Arthur, but he's keeping us updated. So Bowen Heads in front in the Ballerine. Now Kapala for Newtown. Got the handball to Sutterby. He was over the boundary line, unfortunately. He couldn't keep it in. We'll have another throw in.
I also got one from Travis Robertson, who reminded us who he tipped today and to remember not to keep following his tips.
Yes. Including the Mimsy, I believe. So staying right off him.
Boundary throw in. Walsh gets a big fist on the footy into the path of Jonathan Simpkin, who had his handball knocked down by McMahon. It was knocked towards Williamson. His handball turned over, though, straight into the waiting arms of Matty Bogue, who's had some sort of afternoon and must be Steamatic standout contention. He, Sutterby, Ned Harris, Cam Wilkinson. You can cue them up.
You've missed 3, I reckon. Yeah, the way they've been playing.
Walsh won the tap down. Sutterby sees it out and just readjusts the boot as he comes up onto the bike track. And
come get your reward.
And the boundary throw must look at his Leopold Sporties meal voucher. Boundary throw in. Walsh, Wilkinson. Walsh winning the tap down back into the corridor. Joffy Simpkin overran the footy. And underneath that tackle, there is a Tiger who will get to his feet now, and that is Angus Yulin, and nearly at the point of the square right half forward, umpire Richards to throw it in the air.
Walsh goes up, gets a left hand to it. Through the middle, Ned Harris with a tumbling right foot punt towards Waddell for Newtown at half forward. Walters for Colac, lost the football in the tackle. Worried out of it, Waddell just pops the ball up towards McCarthy and Bond. Doesn't sit for either of them. Through the middle, Charlie Byrne. He gets wrapped up in the pocket by O'Gorman. Wants a free kick for holding the ball. The umpire says, I'll give you one. And O'Gorman will take the free kick for Colac. In the last line of defence at the northern end of the ground, Byrne coming back to stand the mark. The required distance. And O'Gorman plays on, kicks it down the line. to Walsh and Zybel. Zybel goes up, one hand, can't take the mark. Off the side of the pack, he got it back though for Colac. Sets a task for Scott in the tackle. Now Condi gives it away by hand. Walter was too slow. He got the ball away to Bogue, but not in time. Free kick, Colac. Darcy Lang to take it.
Lang back of the wing, wants to get on with it quickly. A floater towards half forward, stretching. That won't be ideal for the hamstring for Lockie Simpkin. He put his head over the footy and got one high from Luke Kerman. So Simpkin with the free kick.
Aaron Walters for Colac has just come off a little while ago. He's got a nick under the eye from a head clash just in front of the interchange gates here.
Thank you for that, Birchie. Blood rule for New Grove bench tops. Kick towards forward 50. Garner came up, couldn't mark. Jonathan Simpkin, front of the pack, outside of the right boot. Sheen back with the flight, couldn't complete the mark. Spillage fell though fortuitously for Ned Harris, who gave a handball to Bove. Bove with a neat little kick on the outside of the right boot to Walters. Walters can send a kick along to Walter. Walter can go in board with a handball if he likes to. McMahon ignores that and says, I'll just settle things down for the Towners.
Comes back in board with the kick. Bang to Mick Condi, who wheels, gets the handball away to Bogue, who's brought his own footy in the third quarter. Inside 40, 50 to Panuccio. He couldn't take the mark. Joffy's back there, gives it away to McGuan for Colac. Goes with the boot on the outside. It's okay. Hewland on the left foot towards 50. Hillman takes the mark at 50. Open goal square. Needs to kick the goal. And he has missed. He has kicked three behinds this afternoon, Luke Hillman, and he will be lining up at Matt Kershaw's goal kicking school Monday morning at 9 a.m. He might even get there early for a couple of extra kicks, and they go to 6-7-43, the Tigers, Newtown, 15-6-96. Warren Lilly, K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
Hocking uses a corridor because nobody was standing the mark from the kick in. Bogue marks just inside defensive 50 for Newtown. He goes short with a kick that finds Gennaro Bove, and the former Geelong Falcon skipper finds the current Newtown skipper in Matt McMahon, the Warrior, in game 237 this afternoon. And he's got everything else in his career, best and fairest interleague representation, Matheson medals ×3, but not a premiership medal, and that's the one thing he craves. He went short to Reid. Reid went short, and Lloyd, with the very yellow boots, has marked. He gets back over the top to McMahon, steps inside Darcy Lang nicely, and then straightens things up, wanting Sheen, who stretches, can't mark. Good spoil McGuan. Front of the pack, Walters for Newtown, but he turned it over straight to McGuan, who out the side door, he kicks it and finds Liam McCarthy, who's got it at left half back out of side.
He goes with a left foot kick now towards centre wing. Overcooked the kick though. Read better by Bogue. Coming back towards Waddell, who takes the mark. He wheels and chips, but he's turned it over as well, and McGuan takes the mark. I think St John got injury update, Birchie. I think Dustin Walters in a bit of trouble.
Yes, Dustin took himself off, and he was sitting on the side over the boundary line. He's hurt his ankle, right ankle. And it looked like he was in a fair bit of pain, so they're just having a look at that now as we speak.
And as we speak, the ball turned over. Bad play by McGuan, and Lockie Bond ran into an open goal.
Straight into his man of the mark, and Sheehan gave the nice little handball over to Bond, who kicked his third.
He did. He has kicked his third goal for Newtown this afternoon, and they
when things are going wrong.
Yeah, they really going wrong. They cracked the ton, the Eagles, 16-6-102. They lead Colac 6-7-43. Warrior League. K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
Well, he's not a backman. So, but still, you should get off your man of the mark, and he was just trying to get the ball moving forward then, Jake, and went straight into the hands of Sheehan.
Waddell doing some ruck work here. Zybel climbed high, won the tap. Scott gave a handball. Simpkin volleyed it out of mid-air. That was Joffy on the bounce, taken by Aaron Walters, but slung in the tackle. That impacted it and went to McMahon. Lockie Simpkin laid a good tackle on him between the edge of the centre square and the top of the 50-metre arc, and we'll get a ball up. Things have tightened up in the second semi-final in the GD. 52-49 for Leopold Sporties in leading East Geelong, and it's an 18-point Barn Hedge lead in the Ballerine prelim against Drysdale. From the ball up, Lockie Sim got a handball back. Oh, Blake Reid was surely taken high. Umpire said no.
Wow.
Through traffic, Marnie, 60 from goal, pulls it to the pocket, and Garner on a lead, and that is a rare time we've seen a leading Colac forward. And now there's a bit going on. Zybel, Reid, and McMahon. Sounds like my law firm. Adam Garner. Dare I say it, we're right behind this.
Yes, we are.
Man on the mark, 40 from goal.
A little left post drift here, Kingy.
Adam Garner, much needed. He starts it right, and it's staying right. And through for a minor score. 6-8-44, playing 16-6-102 this third quarter. Not as free-flowing as the previous, as the quick kick-ins marked by Blake Reid. 102.44, margin 58 on the third quarter. Carrock Warralilly scoreboard.
Reid kicks it short, finds Sutterby. He goes short for Newtown as well, finds Zach Walter. He gets it out further afield, and Ed Harris takes the mark. On half-back, on the outer side, settling it down. They just look for the right option. Then they're going long with the kick. Oh, going up early was Colac there. They couldn't take it. The free kick for a hold going to come back to Learson, I think, for the Tigers. It is. He's at defensive 50 now, and he goes out wide with the kick. O'Gorman takes the mark, back off his mark. Short little kick, missed the slips catch. Gorwell. Now Lloyd on hands and knees for Newtown. Handball over the top to Zach Walter. His kick around the corner towards a 2-on-1 for Colac. McCarthy, Liam got up, punched it back towards Learson. Doesn't sit for him though. He's going to be tracked back by Sheehan, who worried him out of it. Got it away to Walters, then back to Bove. He just took his eye off the ball just at the crucial stage there. He tried to pick it up without looking at the footy, and Spoke saw him over the line and will have a boundary throw in. 102 Newtown, Colac 44. Warralilly K-Rock third quarter scoreboard. We played 20 and a half in this third term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Port Phillip Ferry's, there's no better way to travel.
Ball back into play. Tracking it, Bove and Matt McMahon. He was taken without it. Umpire said play on. Sutterby just tried to sort of palm it away from the contest, and it's going to ricochet back towards him. Now he's taking a tackle by Gorwell and Learson. And we will get a ball up. It's about 65 from the northern goal, the Melbourne end goal that Newtown are attacking in this third quarter. Wilkinson, Walsh winning the tap, the roving though. Sutterby outstanding, gave a handball to Walter, went to handball and was confronted by Scott. Was able to get away from him in the end and kick inside forward 50, back with the flight diamond, got a hand on it. Liam McCarthy was clean and he just jams it on the boot towards a one-on-one. Langan Harris, well done by Harris, no, free kick. He said he held on to him in the spoiling attempt, and there'll be a free kick to the former Blue and Cat, who sends it inside forward 50.
Goes looking for Garner, doesn't get to there though. Hillman was there as well for Colac. Spills through to Lloyd for Newtown. Wants to switch a play to Charlie Harris. Has to push Williamson past the footy, or under the footy, and he did well, and he took it at half back. He's got a couple of short little kicks on. Walters was one of them. So back end of centre wing, Jordan Walters has got the footy for the Eagles. Called to play on now. Goes down the line. Long kick. Walsh goes up. Big punch away. Defensively. And it's out of bounds. Diamond can't keep it in. We'll have a throw in at left half forward for the Eagles.
All over for the Falcons. Kirsch.
All over. About 30 points they lost by.
That's their season over, unfortunately. They won't get out of the wild card weekend. Boundary throw in, tapped down by Wilkinson, front of the pack. Looks like Harris trying to intimate that he's trying to get rid of the footy, and we'll get a ball. No, it's Sutterby. Should have known better.
When in doubt.
Yeah, it's Blake Sutterby. Just didn't have the peepers on him. Ball's allowed to hit the ground from the ruck contest, and Sutterby tries to get a handball. Simpkin over around the ball. He hasn't had much of an influence on the contest. Joffrey Simpkin this afternoon. Tackle laid on Marnie, and a ball up will take place. Cody Spokes, I should say. Ball up to take place slightly forward of the wing, favouring Newtown. Broadcast side. Tap down Walsh. Joffrey Simpkin head over it. He had to lay a tackle on Big Wilkinson. That's no mean feat to drag him to ground. Spokes, a handball up. Or Gorman tried to shrug the tackle. Got a handball on the bounce. Kapala did well just to jam the ball on the boot. But the kick forward marked comfortably by Williamson, who's got it at right half back and has now run himself into trouble, but gets out of it with a kick.
Goes long towards Zeidbell, who did well in the contest to go up, create the contest. Now he picks it up as well and gets a kick away towards 50. Reid goes up for Newtown. Off the front of the pack, great work. Lockie Simpkin got a high tackle. There's two umpires basically standing next door to each other, holding hands. I think they were that close. Umpire Chaston gave it to Simpkin now. Joffrey with a right foot kick from Lockie, and he's missed it to the near side. And through for one behind. They go to 6-9-45, Colac. They trail Newtown 16-6, 102. Warralilly K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
McMahon marks just inside defensive 50 following the kick out. Team leads by 57, and you would say are going to play St Mary's in a mouth-watering second semi-final next Saturday afternoon here at West Oval. He goes laterally. Kapala Chicks one over the top. The kick on the bounce taken by Walter, who runs out of room. Gore will happy to help him out. And a boundary throw in. So the Falcons have been beaten in the Ballerine.
Leopold's boardies, yes.
Around the...
Arthur, Barwin heads with one in the first 20 seconds out to 4 goals. The fat lady is warming up there.
Ooh.
There you go. Watch out. Really cool.
Boundary throw grabbed out of the ruck by Wilkinson after working Walsh under the footy. Drives a long ball. Waddell will wait for it to bounce. It pitches away from him and into the path of Williamson, who lost it in the tackle of Panuccio. Panuccio's kick was partially smothered, so then he had to palm it forward. Did it nicely. Here's Harris. Charlie, long, driving kick is a wonderful finish. Great goal from Charlie Harris. Is a Lammy's Tavern goal of the afternoon contender. He's been averaging a goal a game this season, Charlie Harris, and he's got the one for this afternoon there. It was a nice finish in this third quarter. Thanks to Warralilly, this game brought to you by Warralilly, 10 years at the top and so much more to come as they continue to rack up a nice score. Newtown and Chilwell 17-6, 108 at the 25-minute mark of the third quarter. Colac 6-9, 45, and the margin is 63 points, which by my count has that as a game high this afternoon.
Wasn't really doing much of the game there for about 3 or 4 minutes, was it? Sort of just going back and forth, and enter Charlie Harris.
So the ball in the middle again. Walsh puts a tackle on for Colac. Diamond over the top of it. Spokes is there as well. The umpire will come in and have a secondary bounce. So Walsh and Wilkinson to come from the same side this time in the ruck contest. Wilkinson gets it down. Sutterby gets the handball away, missed the target that time for Newtown, but he goes back in and gets his own football and gets one high from Monahan. The umpire says play on, and he'll come in with a third bounce, just forward of the centre circle this time for Colac.
East Geelong 55, Inverleigh 52. Third quarter at the Gordon Tafe Oval in the GDFNL second semi-final.
So ball up here at West. Walsh gets it down. Second tap from Walter. Falls in the arms of Matt McMahon. Gets it forward. Waddell off a step. Goes towards the forward pocket. Bogue worked a couple of players off the ball. Again, he gets a little toe poke around the corner. It gets the goal. Lammy's Tavern goal of the day. Number 6 for Matty Bogue. He is having an absolute afternoon up forward. And just worked the defenders past the football, dribbled at Gary Ablett style, if you don't mind, next to the behind post, through the goal, and kicked the 18th for Newtown, 18-6, 114. They lead Colac 6-9, 45. Warralilly, K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
I'm just going to use the terminology too easy. It really was. He just picked up that ball. He ran past 3 Colac defenders and just had just no pressure on him to kick the goal. So just doing it easy at the moment, Newtown.
Back in the middle, Walsh winning the tap this time. Sutterby the roving, lost it in the tackle. Simpkin, Joffe jamming it on the boot inside 50. One hand can't take the mark, Aaron Walters. He's going to get a free kick, though, as he was being held by Luke Kermond. At what stage do Newtown start going to self-preservation mode for next week?
Oh, that's exactly right, Kingy.
Walters to the top of the square for Garner. Good spoil,
There's a
Matic.
footy on the oval.
Yeah, there is somebody else's ball on the ground, and that is now off the ground thanks to Adam Garner sinking the slipper into it. Nearly ricocheted back. I don't know whether that's somebody from the crowd's ball. Boundary umpire Lamar has just hurled it over the fence.
Well, Lamar.
Lamar.
He hit that kid on the chest. Did you see that?
That ball on the ground was nearly a never-ending story. Tap down Wilkinson. His Diamond taking in a 2-man tackle and brought to ground.
I could smell some fun in the last quarter. That's all over and done with.
We might put the cue in the rack.
It's these games when Geelong are dominating, I get nervous because Ben Cassidy then gets a chance to just go very silly. Tap down Wilkinson, roving Sutterby, good tackle Simpkin, that's not coming out. Umpire can't ping him, he does.
Oh yeah, no, you're right, King. He can't, but he did.
He held it to him. Simpkin, once he gets the ball back, plays on because Sutterby was still lying on the ground. Sends it to the goal square, Zybell or Garner, neither could mark, and seeing it through for a rush behind is Hillman, and the margin is 68. 6-10-46, Colac. It hasn't been their day, just the 2 goals since quarter time. After kicking 4 in the first term, Newtown, they've added another 5 after 7 and 6 in the first 2 terms. And Colac maybe a chance to get the ball back as Lane gave it to Yuland.
Yes, he does. They turned the ball over from defensively, but coming across Matic, read it the better for the Eagles. Just able to hold up the Tigers again in forward play, called to play on. So he drives it towards the boundary line. It's not going to matter, though, because that is the siren for three-quarter time. It's Newtown 18-6, 1-14. They lead Colac 6-10, 46.
So the margin 49 at half-time becomes 68 at three-quarter time, and Newtown and Chilwell are going to have two chances at playing in a grand final in season 2022.
A square. So they're either going to run forward or they're going to play with an 8-man back line.
Final term underway. Thanks to Edge Advisory. Here's Jace.
Zybel starting in the ruck as well for Colac, and he gets it down towards Lang. But Sutterby over the top of it, surprise, surprise, gets wrapped up by three Colac players. Not going anywhere. Mitchy Diamond in there helping out as well. And we will have a secondary bounce in the middle. So Wilkinson and Zybel with the ruck contest again. Zybel gets it down. Diamond can't take it with him. Lang gets a quick kick out of the pack towards half forward for Colac. Right sit for Walters. Back on the ground he goes with the outside of the right boot towards Garner. He can't pick it up. Going the other way, Hewland, who runs into goal and is missed. And they have had some opportunities. They're now 6-11-47. Colac, they trail Newtown 18-6, 1-14. And that is on the Edge Advisory Partners K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Long driving ball. Lloyd went over the pack. Hewland out the back, turned it over with a handball straight to Condi of Newtown. Shares it with Sutterby, who's been outstanding. He gives it to Waddell. Waddell just settles himself to kick. Here's Bogue on a lead. Just shook off Liam McCarthy. Got separation, and the kick of Waddell was on a plate for Matty Bogue, and he can go back and kick an equal season high 7. And maybe have one hand on the Leopold Sporties $100 Player of the Day voucher.
Expect to be taking his mate with him, number 27. He'll have to halve it.
This is junk time, Jace.
48 metres out, leans back, won't have the carry. Zybel with the spoil, it keeps it in play, and it's going to fall for Harris. Oh, coat hangered by Kane Learson was Charlie Harris, and he'll take a free kick in the left forward pocket and a chance to kick Newtown's 19th of the afternoon. It's their third highest score of the year. Their highest score 131, so you would suspect that they're going to kick their highest score of the year on qualifying final day. Harry, he's going to go with the traditional drop punt here, where so many would come out on the J curve and snap. He's going to go with a kick through the line of the ball. Stuttering approach. Harris looking for his second, and he has pushed it across the face and just snuck it in for a behind. So missed there. Margin 68 as it was at three-quarter time in this final term for Edge Advisory Partners. We're the team partnering with you, making smart money choices.
Just an injury update, Dustin Walters, he's definitely done for the day. They've actually got the crutches on the bench there ready for him, so he's probably going to go and get it properly assessed, I think, that ankle.
Thanks, Jane. Injury update thanks to the St John Guide, your emergency specialist, now open 24/7. Great defensive play from Mick Condi, who came in and smothered the ball. Liam McCarthy had played on, and the ball ricocheted straight out of bounds, so we're going to have a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for the Eagles at the southern end of the ground. Zybel in front. Waddell gets it down to the front for Newtown. There's Liam McCarthy again on his left, and this time he kicks it out of bounds on the full. So the last two kicks inglorious from the number 6 left footer for Colac. And the ball has ended up with Tom Panucci on the bike track. He's going to kick it. Hopefully he gets onto the green stuff as he goes. He will now. He's about 35 metres out. Right foot kick. Puts it up to the top of the square. Zybel there. Big punch away at the back. And McGuan happy to see it through for a rush behind of the Eagles. So they go to 18-8, 116. Colac 6-11-47. Edge Advisory Partners. K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Into the right back pocket where Hewland is marked. He sends it wide, and stretching and marking is Bailey Scott. He comes back to the middle of the ground, and Williamson, who shares it by hand with Lang, tucks it under the arm, runs forward to the centre circles for Colac, and then pulls a kick. Oh, early fly from Lockie Simpkin. Mark or free kick going to Newtown to Reid. Reid will send it towards our broadcast side. The kick into the path of a teammate, Panuccio, under pressure, got the kick away, put it into the path of Bogue, and Bogue, who's had some sort of afternoon, takes a good mark. He's got it right at the interchange gates. Matty Bogue, he's had some sort of afternoon. 6 goals The star midfielder, he kicks towards right half forward, wants Wilkinson to fly, couldn't mark, went through his hands at the back of the pack. Ben McCarthy tried to shrug off a would-be tackler. Williamson walked straight into a Condi tackle. Condi did really well to lay a tackle and keep him in the field of play. And we'll get a ball up. About 55, make it 60 from the Newtown goal, attacking the southern or Church Street end in this final term, thanks to Edge Advisory Partners.
Wilkinson gets it down. Monahan wrapped up straight away by Sotheby and Diamond. They've done that a couple of times today in a double act, those two. And the umpire will come in and ball it up again at right half forward for the Eagles. Zybell in front. Wilkinson got a hand to it as well. Back to Zybell, got a second tap. Bogue, side of the pack for Newtown. Left foot kick high, inside 50. Bond from fourth behind, couldn't take it. McMahon front and centre was good. Outside of the right boot, he's going to miss that. And it just had that feel about it there for a split second, but McMahon misses it and through for one behind. 18-9, 117. Newtown, Colac 6-11-47. Edge Advisory Partners, K-Rock, final quarter scoreboard.
I reckon you could count on your one hand how many times Jake McGuan's kicked in from full back in his career, but he's just done it then. It hasn't worked out because Jordan Walters is a loose footy, a handball. Matt McMahon ran into trouble, got a handball to Sotheby. Now there was a whistle on play. It's coming back to McMahon, who might have been unfairly dealt with after getting rid of the footy. And he's going to take the free kick with the man on the mark standing almost on the 50, maybe about 48 from goal. So distance would test Matt McMahon. Not a noted long kicker of the ball, but he's setting himself as if he's having a shot. Not much of a breeze to speak of, as Jane Birch alluded to, for South Point Garden Supplies. Matt McMahon, yeah, he's just been able to run out a bit to try and get distance. Top of the square, they'll compete. Fist from Liam McCarthy. Front of the pack was jammed on the boot by Smart. Rolls through Matt McMahon. Sotheby, send it back from whence it came. Zybell, best position to mark, and does so. He takes it about 15 from his defensive goal. Left back pocket, goes across the face of that goal and finds Jake McGuan in the right back pocket.
He goes wide, looks for Learson. Oh, outside 50. He was trying to handball it before he took the mark. He got the ball away in the end by hand. Over the top to Marnie, who goes wide to Lockie Simpkin on centre wing. So Colac trying to move the ball quickly. He's called to play on. Drives, he took a bounce, thought about getting the kick. Now he gives the handball away to Marnie. He gets it out further afield. Hewlin across the boundary line. They go close. Scott goes with the right foot. Kick, has he kicked it? I think he has. That is a great kick. Bailey Scott, Lammy's Tavern goal of the day contender. We've had about 33 of them today. That's amazing. And Bailey Scott has put his first on the board. And, well, dare we say, a much-needed goal for Colac. It's probably too late to say that. But the Tigers moved the ball and kicked their 7. 7-11-53. They trail Newtown. 18-9. 117, Edge Advisory Partners, final quarter K-Rock scoreboard.
In fairness to Newtown, I think they've just taken the foot off the pedal a little bit. There was a little bit.
Wasn't a lot of defensive work in their forward 50 there,
was a lack of pressure, I think, all the way down the ground there. They know they've done the work. They're probably just going to try and see this game out, I think. But I think they've already made one hell of a statement already to St Mary's.
Walsh climbed high in the ruck, won the tap down, but Sotheby, as he's done all day, robes it. He's taken in a tackle by Marnie, and it's a push or a sling, and free kick is going to be paid to Blake Sotheby. He can give a handball off if he likes. There's Walter just cruising around the back of him. He ignores that option. He goes short, and presenting is Lloyd, who has been solid again for the Eagles. Matty Lloyd. Sport of the centre circles, a driving kick to about 30 out from goal. Bond, good spoil defensively, knocking it away from Ben McCarthy. Leasing cleans up for Colac, then drives a kick towards right half back to a one-on-one. Wanted Monahan, good spoil Kermond. Ball came to ground level, diving on the ball, but not being able to extract it is Big Wilkinson. And finally, the umpire says, give it to me. There's a stoppage. I'll ball it up with 8.5 gone on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Final term, thanks to Edge Advisory, and it's a 64-point lead on the K-Rock scoreboard.
Wilkinson gets it down for Newtown. Coming across close to the boundary line. Sotheby can't keep it in. Full time in the Colac and District Football second semi-final. South Colac 69, LV 67.
It's a cracker. East Geelong 68, Inverleigh 60, and Barwon Heads 90. Drysdale 47, so Barwon Heads will advance to the grand final thanks to Leopold Sporties.
So boundary throw in here on centre wing on the outer side. Ball high kick inside 50. Newtown, great Hamlet hanger. Waddell just held off McGuan and took the one-hander. Wants to play on quickly. Drives it long to a one-on-one. Bond tries to work to the front. Takes the Hamlet hanger as well. Oh, they're lining up for them now. And Bond, who's taken 2 magnificent grabs this afternoon, has taken 120 out directly in front. and has kicked 3. This for 4. He's pretty strong in a one-on-one like that, isn't he, when he gets to the front?
That's his, I've been watching him, and the way he works to the front, it's really impressive. He doesn't like his opponent sort of trying to get in front of him, and his work to get the front spot is really impressive. And look at him, how strong he is.
He comes in now, southern end of the ground, 20 out for the 19th for Newtown, and he has kicked it, his 4th. Newtown 19-9-123. And they, Lockie Bond 4 and Matt Bogue 6 have contributed 10 of their 19 goals this afternoon. And Colac 7-11-53. Edge Advisory Partners K-Rock final quarter scoreboard. And in the experts chair, thanks to Multiskills. Unleash your potential with construction industry training at Multiskills. Here is Matt Kershaw.
Whilst the game's lost a little bit of zip, Jace, you just still see the quality if you get the ball into quality players' areas. Lucky Weddell, one-hander, into Bond in front. It's just class, isn't it? And Colac is still trying to defend that, and they still can't yet. They've just taken the foot off the pedal a little bit, so it's impressive.
Wilkinson, Walsh winning the tap down this time, but Wilkinson, after it hit the ground, double palmed it forward, only into the path of Joffy Simkin for Colac, who swings a right foot kick towards centre half forward. Good spoil by Kerman, brought it to ground for Newtown. Sotheby a handball, which was impressive. Burn on the bounce. He's handball. Jordan Walters involved. Now Bove will kick to centre half forward. It'll bounce in front of McMahon. In fact, it eluded him and fell nicely for Learson, the other number 9, and the other ageing warrior puts it out wide for Scott. He had to just go back and retrieve a ball that was out of his reach. He gave back to Learson, who drives a kick. Wilkinson the spoil. Spokes front of the pack, just reaps a handball forward for Colac. Nice little tap on it. Might have been Monaghan with the smart play. Now handball over the top. Garner can, from the right forward pocket, kick the goal. In fact, he has missed. So rare free ball for Colac going forward. They couldn't make the most of it. And the margin again is 69. 19-9-1-2-3 plays 7-12-54. 11 and a half minutes gone in this final term. Thanks to Edge Advisory, financial planners based in Geelong, specialising in retirement planning, superannuation, investments and insurance. The team partnering with you, making smart money choices.
Ball kick back in now for Colac to get it forward. O'Gorman, who got it in towards Zy Bell, pushed off the football deep in the forward pocket. Free kick over the shoulder. And it's going to come back to Matty Lloyd for Newtown in the back pocket. Thought about switching the play. Now he's just going to go with the left foot, and he's dumped after he got rid of the football as well. So Luke Hillman giving away the free kick, who was standing on the mark, and the Eagles will have the free kick to Panuccio, who gets it back to Lloyd, who followed it up. So he's rubbing a bit more salt into the wound. He gives it away to Kerman at centre half back, goes to the outer side. Hocking had made some space for him, so the Eagles work it now to half forward. Walter, it's a training drill. He turns around, kicks the inside. Bond goes up, can't take the mark off the back. Mitchie gets wrapped up by Walsh, not going anywhere, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. 40 out from the Newtown goal.
Guys, I've just been looking at the Newtown bench, and there was a player who hasn't come on at all this quarter, it doesn't seem. It's Ned Harris, so that's interesting. I haven't seen him come off with an injury concern, so we might find out about that after the match.
Thank you, Jane, for St John of God. Jane Birchtown boundary side for us. Injury updates. We had a stoppage, and from that stoppage we now have another stoppage. About 45 from the Newtown goal, attacking the southern or Church Street end of West Oval. Tapped down by Waddell, rolling ball. Sotheby attacks it. Charlie Harris was involved. Kick of Panuccio partially smothered inside 50. Condi looking to keep it alive. Dumped in a good Learson tackle. In fact, the umpire says it's a push in the back.
That's not.
And Mick Condi, this will suit the left footer. He'll be able to come out on the J curve if he so desires. Mick Condi, the veteran small forward, averaging a goal a game this year. More regularly available than he had been in previous years. He had been in a role at the Cats on game day. Condi, man on the mark, 25 from goal. He sends it on its way, and he has just snuck it in from behind to the right-hand side. Nearly kicked it out in the full, and the margin is again an equal game-high 70. 19-10-124, Colac, 7-12-54. East Geelong 68, lead Inverleigh 66, Jace.
The ball comes in from McCarthy got it towards Walsh, couldn't take it. Williamson gives it away by hand for Colac, so they move it through to Lang now. Go over the head of Monahan, but Spokes is there in support. Right in the middle of West Oval, they switch the ball to O'Gorman, who runs along the wing, takes the mark under pressure from Panuccio. At half forward, handballs it forward. Monahan falls over the crucial stage. Simpkin, Joffe gets it back, handball. Oh, Smart left it behind. He's in trouble. Condi's going to wrap him up. He's still got the handball free though, Simpkin. Off a step towards the top of the square in front. Good mark. Williamson's taken it for Colac and will shoot for goal from 35 outside angle.
Still hard work though, wasn't it?
They seem to have 3 extra possessions to get it to the same spot as Newtown.
Well, they do, because they make a critical error at some stage because of that pressure that Newtown still put on them. So I know, like we said, they've taken the foot off the pedal a little bit, but
might be some goal kicking practice too for Colac during the week, because Williamson has missed it to the far side as well. So one behind. 7-13-55 the Tigers. Newtown 19-10 124. Edge Advisory Partners final quarter K-Rock scoreboard.
Short kick in was marked by Zach Walter, whose kick is very wide looking for Bove, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. And we'll get a free kick for the Tigers that Lang will take. Margin is 69, 15 minutes gone, so we've still got a little bit of time left in this one. Lang on his left sends it long inside 50 for Colac, looking for a mark, can't find one. Yeah, the front of the pack though, Marnie with a great bit of roving, wonderfully done. It's a wonderful mark by Lloyd. He went up to spoil, and as it was coming back to ground level and he was tumbling to ground, he was able to mark it on his chest. That's a great grab, a Hamlin hanger, distinctively local. And then he kicks into the right back pocket for Byrne. Oh, that's dangerous. Wanted Kerman, but getting in the way was Aaron Walters. That forced a spillage. Zybell on his left. That's a nice finish. A goal and not much celebration from the Colac boys. 63 is the margin. Zybell with a nice finish with the left foot snap. Kicks his first of the afternoon. It's all by the by, and we've still got about probably 10 minutes of play left. That means absolutely nothing. They should have a mercy rule.
Yeah, absolutely, because we're not playing for percentage. It's all over, Jace. Someone's only going to get injured.
All right, well, just yell out to Moth, can you, and tell him just to pull the pin.
Can I just say for Kerrs Hire, we have 3 more free kicks to go to get our average. We're on 65.
We'll get them in the next couple of minutes for you, and we'll work towards the world-class average of about 87. Ball back in the middle. Walsh gets it down. Scott can't take it with him for Colac. McMahon shuffled the handball to Harris. He gave it away to Sutterby. He's going to have a nightmare tonight if he doesn't go to bed without a football. He's coming around. Now McMahon under pressure. There he is again. Got one high. Take the mark, whatever. He's had 55 possessions today.
He's just hard as a cat's head too, isn't he? He gets him on the inside, he gets him on the outside.
He goes towards Lloyd, who goes up one hand. Hillman for Colac. He picks it up at half forward. Tried to get the handball away. Oh, the don't argue from Waddell, if you don't mind. Right foot kick towards Sheehan, who sort of tried to play for half a push and didn't really get one. So McGuan goes back to centre wing and gets Lockie Simpkin.
Simpkin, true centre wing, broadcast side, options queuing up in the middle of the ground, instead goes a bit more direct and onto the chest of Scott, who steps around Matt McMahon a little bit too easily and then drives a ball that's going to float on the breeze and roll through for a goal. No, across the face it bounced, and a minor score, and the margin is 62. 19-10, 8-14. It's Newtown Chilwell leading on the Edge Advisory K-Rock final quarter scoreboard here at West Oval. GFL qualifying final. It's the Towners who are going to progress to a second semi-final meeting with St Mary's.
Lloyd kicks it in. Sheehan goes up. Can't take the mark. McGuan was there. He got it back. McGuan tries to pick it up through the contest. Got wrapped up. And the ball will be held up at half forward for Colac. And surprise, surprise, Blake Sutterby gets up with the football and gets it back to the umpire.
He's still going.
He's still going. So ruck contest. Falls towards Scott on the side of the pack for Colac. He gets the handball away. Panuccio gets a...
Oh, a sling.
Yeah, well, I was not going to say he got slung as he got the kick away, and which was out of bounds.
Too much.
Too much of a sling, and Panuccio's going to take the free kick for Newtown in between the back pocket and also half back, and he's going to get Fiddy as well. So they didn't give the ball back appropriately there, Colac. So
had one for a while.
Panuccio's going to come. How many is that for the day?
5.
Official that Barwon Heads are through to the grand final, boys, for Leopold Sporties. They win 90-54.
Well done, Seagulls.
And Barwon Heads next week. Now Kapala, 65 from goal, puts it up for Bond, who tried to use the body, couldn't do so. Off a step. Whoa, turns around and kicks the Lamb. He's having a goal of the night. No, he doesn't, because it sits on this point and goes to Liam McCarthy, who plays on for Colac, and it's all a schmozzle here at West Oval.
That's the best non-goal I've ever seen.
Not the first time that ball's set up in the square like that either. Newland wants to go across the face of goal. Sheen nearly took the mark, but knocked away Zybell. O'Gorman, Zybell for Colac on his left boot. Gorwell stretching, can't mark. Wilkinson off his head in front of McGuire. It's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So Barnheads and Torquay to meet in the Bellarine decider. Inverleigh 72 lead, East Geelong 68 in the GDFL second semi-final for Leopold Sporties. Keeping a close eye on that one. Hawks haven't won a flag since 92. Boundary throwing, Wilkinson won the tapped in. Gee, the crash of bodies. Matt McMahon was one of those. He's a little bit sore there, Matt McMahon.
He is.
I reckon it was him.
I reckon too.
I reckon it was him and Spokes might have come together. Small limping, actually. Maybe a cork to the quad. Anyway, umpire Chaston throws it into the air. Zybell grabs it out of the ruck. Left foot snap kick towards the wing back with the flight. Well taken by Byrne. You're keeping an eye for St John of God on Matt McMahon.
Yeah. Yep.
Hopefully okay. Byrne. Hocking, who marks as Hillman tried to close him down. Middle of West Oval, a driving kick. Yeah, Bond on a searching lead. Condi back with the fight, could mark. Zybell, as he's dragged down, gets a kick away. Hocking, though, judged at best, came up and took it on the mark on the chest, and will send the Eagles back into attack.
So Hocking, I think Matt McMahon's okay.
He keeps grabbing his left hamstring.
Yeah. Just maybe got one there, Corky. And the ball to Jai Sheehan, 40 out from goal, wheels around on the right foot, and tumbling punt. Oh, the behind post collected Lockie Bond, or vice versa, and they see it through for a behind.
Just getting Matt McMahon off, wouldn't you?
Oh, yes. I would have thought so.
Yeah. Here's some bubble wrap.
Valuable commodity, I would suspect. 62, Colac, Newtown 125.
Monahan, left back pocket, goes looking for Garner, who stretches and marks nicely in front of Kerman. Wants to kick to the point of the square at half back, and that was a risky kick. Went over the head of Marnie. Bove took it, and it's going to be a free kick because I think Marnie might have been taken out in the marking contest, hence why the kick went over his head. And the umpire has paid a free kick to Brody Marnie. Gives a handball off to Ben McCarthy, who kicks nicely towards right half forward. The front on spoil by Byrne was good, but it's going to fall for Scott. Scott a handball over the top to Spokes. Spokes has snapped, and Spokes has kicked the goal. So rare consecutive goals this afternoon for the Tigers, and the margin is 57, but it's all window dressing. They're 9-14, 68, Newtown 19-11, 125 in this final term of K-Rock football. It's gone nearly 22 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Port Phillip Ferries, there's no better way to travel.
Good call there, Kingy, that it is window dressing and a couple of goals late. It was really only just junk time goals, isn't it, Jace? It's just, it's all over. Hugh is in the rack.
Spokes becomes their first multiple goal kicker by my count. No, actually, Aaron Walters has kicked two.
Back in the middle, Zybell gets it down to Marnie, who threw it to Scott. Said, here, you kick it, and he will for Colac. Goes towards half forward. Kerman tracks it for Newtown, can't take it. Walters falls over at the crucial stage, and Kerman sees it over the boundary line. Close to siren time, I think, at Gordon Tafe Oval as well. 10 points in Inverleigh, 78 around the grounds for Leopold Sporties. Lead East Geelong 68. So the Hawks may be into the grand final in the Geelong District Football and Netball League. Now here at West Oval, ball from the ruck contest. Lockie Simpkin got it at 50 for Colac. Brings it back towards his brother, and Joffe plays on. His short little kick, and it went nowhere. Charlie Byrne was the recipient, unfortunately, for Joffe. He plays for Newtown, kicks the ball over the top. Centre wing now, Waddell, handball, back in, board. Oh, Sotheby, seriously. He gets another handball away. He might get it back too. Condi, though, from 55. Free kick, is it? Down the field.
Yeah, there's
yes, it is. And McMahon will take the free kick. I think it was after he got rid of it. So, and you can hear Rowan McSparron in the background. He is not a happy coach, and I don't think it's just with the Colac players, by the sounds of it.
No, I think
10-2 this quarter to Newtown in free kicks.
10-2.
Who's going to be the one to ask Rowan about the umpires?
I'll ask him.
Well, and 50 as well.
50.
So that came from Kane Smart.
Probably just asked the question.
I think he might have. And he's being asked to quieten down by the umpire. And Matt McMahon's going to come down on the goal line and kick Newtown's 20th. He has kicked one this afternoon, just to put a nice little bit of cream on the top. And he gets that, so he's second, and Newtown's 20th. They go to 20-11-131. And Colac, after Cody Spokes kicked his second goal a couple of minutes ago, and as we said, window dressing, Colac 9-14-68. Edge Advisory Partners, K-Rock, final quarter scoreboard.
Sorry, I'm just getting the
You're
award.
just getting the award right, are you? You better be giving it to the right person, I tell you.
Ian from Barwon Heads said the Seagulls were very impressive against Drysdale on the personal SMS line for New Grove bench tops.
Very good.
Back in the middle. This is Newtown's equal highest score of the year. 20-11-131, back in the middle. Bogue involved. Wilkinson a handball wide looking for Charlie Harris. Charlie Harris loops the ball over the top to Zach Walter. Walter tucks it under the arm and then straightens up on the right boot. Mishits the kick, but it bounces over the head of O'Gorman. Picked up by Williamson, who handballs indiscriminately, but it falls for Marnie, who gives it off. And Ben McCarthy striding out for the first time this afternoon and driving it long, wanting Garner, who, that was a good bit of play from Colac all told, as Garner marks the long delivery from Ben McCarthy. Man on the mark, stands about 49 from goal, just parking the peepers on Braden Hocking. Garner will swing out and try and get some carry with the kick. Will it have the carry? No, it won't. It's kept alive, and they'll look to get outside defensive 50. Long ball comes, might have been Kapala, and Hocking stretching, marks against the man who kicked it, and Garner.
So Hocking at right half back for the Eagles. Called to play on now. Goes long and high down the line looking for Jai Sheehan. McCarthy's there as well. Or Sheehan nearly had it. McCarthy, O'Gorman rode the tackle. Panuccio came in and the umpire will ball it up. Rowan knows Dave Chaston very well. He said, Dave, can I have a free kick, please? So
he's polite about it.
He was polite. Wilkinson gets it down to the ruck contest. Bogue gets it to Bogue. He goes inside. McMahon playing it full forward. Punched away. Front and centre. Condi rolls past him. Waddell rolls past him as well. He tried to get it towards Diamond. Walters puts his head over the ball. Got one high. The umpire said play on. Bell was next to him. And then the kick around the corner from Hewlin. Out of bounds on the full. And we're going to have a free kick to Kapala for the Eagles. 1-3-1. They lead Colac 68.
Kapala wants the corridor, and Maddock, who marks point of the square right half back, he goes wider and puts it into the path of Hocking. It'll be a foot race. Hocking and Gorwell. Hocking with a handball over the top looking for Walter, but he missed him. Walsh couldn't bend down and pick it up. It was well done by Lockie Simpkin, who gets it up. Chance now, driving ball coming towards goal, won't get there, and back with the flight. It's taken by Lloyd, who's been pretty impressive this afternoon. Margin at 63, and it's Inverleigh by 18 over East Geelong, so Inverleigh will head into a grand final, looking for that first flag since Leigh Districts winning the GDFL Divvy 2 back in 1992 on the ground we're at, West Oval.
So the ball from half-back for the Eagles towards centre wing, but McGuan takes the mark, plays on quickly, drives it back inside 50 in front. Hillman can't take the mark. In fact, it was Garner. He tracks it back, but Bove comes the other way for Newtown, breaks it, tackle one, couldn't break the second one, got the hands free. Smart, bit of a candy. His handball. Now Simpkin, 40 metres out from goal. Joffe can't make the distance and off hands. And through for another behind. So 9-15-69 now Colac. Newtown 20 goals, 11-1-31. Edge Advisory Partners, K-Rock, final quarter scoreboard.
Long kick into the middle of the ground, and there's a little bit of a Tate, and that is the final siren. A comprehensive performance, a performance that makes the rest of the GFL stand up and take notice as we start the final series. The Towners have torn Colac apart to the tune of 62 points. 2011, 131. Colac, 9-15-69. The Eagles, imperious this afternoon. It started with a 7-4 first quarter, and from there it was pure dominance.